So it's on Nox or Meowkin to give us a quick recap of the last session. Unless neither of you, really want to. I'm not going to force you.
Let's see.
I mean, last session we just talked about whether we were going to blow up the planet or not.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was a large part of the session. Yes.
Minor and unimportant decisions.
Addressing the different possibilities which are all brought up in the or options available to us. I feel like there's anything else that's particular that happened. I feel like that was like 90% of the session there.
There, brought you over to the notes page, so it's a little bit easier to see all the considerations that went into it. But yeah, that basically was a session. There were some character moments with opposing NPC views.
Yeah, some of it was exploring the options. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, we brought up Riley, brought up Acid. Acid was destroy the planet, but almost like a mercy. So far as Acid was concerned, I think it was like essentially mercy killing.
Well, Acid's main point was, if you're going to do this, and you probably should, then make sure you don't have anybody else nearby.
Yeah. Don't call in help and then blow up the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And Riley being the almost polar opposite of, we can save everyone.
That's why we compromise and no one's happy.
So the decision did end up. Well, let me bring us into frame before I go into that. Anything else that happened last session of interest or worth pointing out in a recap?
Indecisiveness.
You did learn that the killer robots were a real thing. There we go. That's the one other thing.
But they were also just police bots.
They were also just police bots with a new enforcement rules, basically saying that it's always curfew, and violators of curfew are subject to lethal measures.
And then we also disabled the ground-based planetary defenses.
Hell yeah.
But then had the issue with the orbital-based planetary defenses being basically locked in their programming.
Well, they're like cut off essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe you had some information that well, you saw that they were all linked together so that they were communicating with each other. And there was some discussion about maybe we could hack those, but you ended up dedicating a bit of Raza resources to destroying those or neutralizing in some way. There may have been some hacking, there may have been some destruction.
I mean, to me, it seems like we just need to YOLO a shuttle at one with a hacker on board, so that way once they're physically connected to it, because they'll then be on that LAN, everything will be Gucci. That's all it is, just a big LAN.
Yep, that could have been an option. I haven't the specifics on what Raza did to that network. Network. It's basically just going to come around as Raza ended up disabling them.
I mean, if Nemesis got involved, I could have had like a stealth Void Hawk with manipulator arms. Just saying. I hadn't had one built the end of the campaign, but it was definitely
Coulda.
Actually, I guess the range on those actually isn't actually long enough. It's shorter than weapon range.
It is. I wasn't gonna say anything because I wanted to let you have your fantasy, but.
So what happens to the robots? Are the robots shut down, or what's the situation with the robots again?
So
are they still active?
We're actually
rearranged their rules again. They're no longer a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to bring you up to speed here, Ben, the situation with Xander is for our intents and purposes, or for the mission team's intents and purposes, resolved. Decisions were made and were not made on a character level. That basically at the player level, players decided overall to let the planet be subsumed. Make sure to have set up all of the data and monitoring and sensors and stuff to get all the data, everything that's happening there, and the blind, those in the 17 bunkers, were successfully evacuated, and some efforts are going into installing shielding tech that should make those bunkers, their energy usage, and the people within them invisible to the entities that they expect to come. Yeah.
I will note also we did have a split. We were discussing which during the session whether to blow up the planet or not. We did have a 2-2 split, and then we had you not there to cast a vote, and then Dexter apparently said that you just said that you trusted our decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I think Meow can put it best. That Marcus would come in with some with 10 minutes of drug-addled rambling, and then just say, "You guys decide."
That was someone else. I don't remember if I think it was Harlinks or it was Oogie.
Somebody said that.
Someone definitely said that. Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't me. Narrowed it down all the way. It was Tulaire.
I mean, it's one that
Okay.
Marcus originally suggested
thought it
what to blow up all the bunkers essentially, or let them collapse on themselves. So yeah, he don't mind. So
Yeah. So, you guys sent off your report. It's easy enough to say that a ship was sent to follow you 2 weeks later, and was able to take back your findings to Raza, while you spent another week doing the things that you were doing. And about a week later, a little bit less than a week later, actually very quickly later because it's the Raza, the actual Raza would have shown up. And a little bit after that, a few days after that, more Raza fleet assets would come around. At that point, you guys' mission and objectives here were essentially done. You were able to hand over all of the information that you had and that Raza needed to, at an organizational level, carry on and make decision. And I think your characters would have at least been graced with the final disposition that Raza decided, which was they were ultimately going to let the planet be subsumed and to call in some help to try and evacuate the Xandarans that wanted to be evacuated. You've got about 120,000 blind on various starships in space, that they're crowded, and they of course want to be somewhere else. They can't go anywhere else. They need help because their ships don't have spike drives. And that's the last bit of decision making that I'm going to ask of you guys for this is do you as players think Raza should take these on as refugees, or should leave Galactic Mandate to rehome them throughout the sector? There are mechanical differences to both those options. Taking the refugees is going to ultimately cost Raza 2 assets, like actual from your score, -2 from that asset score. But Galactic Mandate would grant Raza, with Dry Sun as its capital, planetary government status. Not saying you're the government of the entire planet, just that you are a planetary government.
Recognized by the Galactic Mandate as such.
Exactly. The rehoming them, letting Galactic Mandate just do what Galactic Mandate is supposed to do, just spreads them throughout the sector and gets you +1 support. So, what would you rather do? Take 100,000 Russians to Dry Sun, or spread them throughout the sector?
Well, is it necessary that we send them to Dry Sun?
Taking them anywhere else on Kamiego isn't a good option for them.
Think bigger.
What are you thinking?
Different planet.
You think bigger. What are you thinking?
What about a different planet?
Well, that would be the rehoming option.
Well, yes and no.
You're saying basically, what you're saying is, if Raza would rehome them on a different planet, because I think it's basically home them on either Raza takes over and homes them on Kamiego, or you let Galactic Mandate do it somewhere else. Because I don't know if we really have the resources to home them anywhere else as an organization.
Yeah, Raza doesn't
probably not in the short term, no, but I don't know. It seems like these people are probably not going to want to come live on a desert planet after living on one of the few apparently cold planets in the entire sector for most of their lives.
I mean, that aside, my question would be are there any especially useful skills amongst them that are actually unique to them? You know,
not like, really unique.
Because none of them really worked on the condensers, right?
None of them worked on condensers as a whole. A good proportion of them worked on a part. Or, well, not necessarily a part of the condenser. And I shouldn't say a good proportion of them. Yeah, a percentage of them worked on some part or component or something involved with the condenser. But, even considering that, no, none of them really have any particularly like PC quality or outstanding NPC quality skills. They're a fairly standard cross section of a regular TL4 population.
Okay.
Going back to your question there, Orlinks. I'm not going to dismiss it out of hand, but I will agree with Meowkin's initial thoughts there that Raza alone doesn't really have the resources to put them on another planet that doesn't already have infrastructure.
Yeah, no, that seems reasonable. I feel as if these people are going to have to go to Kamigo short term because that's just where they can, right? Mm-hmm. But it doesn't seem like some place they would want to stay. Is really more what I'm getting at. And more than they should go somewhere else.
I would assume we would do.
I would roll that into the rehoming option. It's basically just another flavor or another path to them being rehomed throughout the sector.
I mean, overall recognition of Raza as an official government is probably an asset here, right? Am I crazy?
No, that would be a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not specifically an asset, though, but good for the goal.
Advantage, a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the faction turn, it will have better, options available to us.
To talk about.
Thank you, Ultra Nerd.
Yeah, basically it just means we can push to be the government of a planet because we'll have that tag.
Yeah. It also gives you some immediate options with regard to the recent attack on Dry Sun, as far as those attackers, those assaults. That assault was now on an actual official proper government and not just on more squatters.
That seems like the way to go.
I mean, yeah, it's one of them. I don't think we should claim ownership of these people because that would just be disrespecting their choice, you know.
I assume we're not claiming we're not
I
enslaving
think we're
them.
claiming responsibility for them, not ownership of them.
Yeah, you would absolutely be giving them the choice of what to do. There may be some propaganda expressing how what the future of Dry Sun holds as an indoor city that's protected from the elements. And yeah, there'd be some efforts, some marketing to make Dry Sun seem like a place that should not be called Dry Sun anymore. But it would still be their decision. They're not going to become slaves. Jai was very clear about nobody is getting into slavery or any kinder way of saying slavery.
I think you've took that a bit
needed
too
to be
far.
talked out of that, but I could be wrong.
Hang on one at a time. What was that, Ben?
I think you took it a bit too far with what I meant. I meant just more like, hey, we've discovered this. Oh shit, these are all our problem now.
Oh, I may have. Sorry about that.
No, it was just more like, yeah, like.
Yeah, I was having trouble
you discovered them, it's
imagining.
your problem, deal with them.
Yeah.
I was having trouble imagining how this set of characters would need to be talked out of that. I don't think it was ever on the table.
Yeah. Nah, Galactic Mandate, let them figure it all out.
Yeah. So, again, this is a player decision. It sounds like there's more support for the taking responsibility. Anybody opposed?
I just say let Galactic Mandate just handle them.
All right, so we got let's put up another vote here.
No.
We'll just do by voice for real quick. We got one for Galactic Mandate. Nox.
The Dry Sun.
All right, one each. Meowkin.
I say Dry Sun.
All right. Aura.
Dry Sun's the option that gets Raza recognized as a government.
Mm-hmm.
Then
I thought it was Galactic Mandate one.
Oh no. The Galactic Mandate one is basically just letting Galactic Mandate do what self-proclaimed space police should be doing, and finding somewhere for them to all go.
Oh, I thought that was like in order to go into Galactic Mandate, they'd recognize us. My mistake. In which case, yeah, I'd 5 vote Dry Sun then.
Okay, yeah, you're all pretty much on that, and I'm sure Tulare would be also. So
doesn't matter. He's unvoted.
So it does cost Raza a bit, but through some negotiations with Galactic Mandate, and a little bit of support from the incoming Houses of March, the refugees the blind that are idling out in space in the bird system are slowly being shuttled over to Dry Sun. And that's where Raza says to you guys, thanks, we'll take over from here, and return back to Zenthra. The matter of a little bit of additional business is raised in Kuditihirti, as previously arranged by Ugi with Elena, and you're given leave to head on over to Kuditihirti before returning to Zenthra, with the expectation that you'll also be keeping an eye out for any news of this that anyone else may have gleaned so far. You guys didn't detect any metaspace entries through Bird while you've been here, but it's kind of a, yeah, sure, going to Kuditihirti would be good because you can get your ears on the ground and see if there's any news. Now, before I zoom you right back to Zenthra, does anybody want to do anything on Kuditihirti?
How much? do I
Remind us
get
what's
rid of
there to
these?
do.
Well,
Potentially get rid of my, bit of drugger.
getting rid of your drugs would be something you could do, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Cutie here too was the whole Parker thing, right?
Park, yeah. We're gonna do that in a flashback scene next session.
Okay.
Yeah, Marcus just might try and make some friends here.
What
Okay.
else is there to do here?
Well, Kuditihirti is a pleasure planet. That is actually one of its tags. So anything you can think of that you want Izya to do is probably something he can do.
He's going to need to collect the rest of the parts for his still. I mean, geez, these people are going to have one of those.
Oh yeah, that's
that
not
part's
even,
supplies.
there's not even a role required for that.
Wait, this is Pleasure Planet. What's
Yeah,
this?
yes, it is.
Cyberware like.
Cyberware is good.
Yeah.
You do not have the 22,000 yet.
This is not where the exchange of light is,
Aw.
Brent.
This is not where the exchange of light is now.
Okay. I did have 9,000 left, but that's not. Oh yeah, I think only cyberware I can get for 9,000 is some prosthetic limbs.
Although, I'll retract that. If any of you had expressed some interest in getting cyberware in Kuditihirti, I don't think that Jai would have begrudged an advance. Or, actually, Nemesis is one of the commanders that went out to Bird for this whole situation. So I think Nemesis would not begrudge an advance, right?
Probably not now. Especially since, Nemesis isn't the one making the money anyways.
I mean, it's perfect though, isn't it? It's like, the Navy, when they pull up onto a port, they give, seamen their money to go and spend in the local businesses. And that's what we're doing at this pleasure planet. But no, Marcus is trying to find a business that wants a new opportunity for their clients to experience, just something out of this world,
Is he trying to sell Whispers in the Darkness?
Maybe, yeah. It's a new opportunity for clients to experience a whole, out of body experience, really,
Does he does he want to do that alone, or does he maybe want to utilize Ugi's expertise and skill in trading?
If Ugi is down, I won't make that decision for Ugi. If you think Ugi would be down, then yeah. I mean, if you want, I can just roll for myself, and then if Ugi rolls, decides to join, then that decision can be made then.
That sounds good. Go ahead and roll. Let me tell you what your modifiers are.
It's gonna be shite. Are you ready?
Right.
I mean, I should have really took the psychic with me, to see if they can get a hint on, if they're buying what I'm selling.
You probably could.
Actually, that is some Marcus will do. Is try to persuade the telepath that, the sooner we get this out of our hands, the better. And the fact we're on a pleasure planet right now, things work out. And then that's the method he would go with, but I'm not sure if they're here right now. Aura?
What's up?
Nope. He may be on turn 2 or 3 right now.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm back. I'm kind of trying to find a new car. Go ahead.
Marcus is trying to persuade you to come along with him, and potentially Oogie, a Phantom Oogie right now, or Quantum. Basically, if you would help Marcus attempt to try and sell the kush he's got to a business, so that way, one, he gets it off the hands quicker, and two, it's a pleasure planet, so it's the perfect place to do it. And he just needs maybe your expertise when it comes to seeing how people react to opportunities that are presented to themselves. Basically, do you want to help Marcus sell weed?
Sure.
It's a little bit more than weed.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah. Weed.
But it's much more palatable if you just phrase it that way.
Okay.
Sell an experience. Sell an experience. There we go. We'll keep going with that phrase.
Yeah.
Oh, and was that a yes?
Sure.
If you did say yes, yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And I am going to need just a second to refresh myself on that Sons of Gold stuff.
I mean, I have a -1 to trade, so this is going to be great for me.
um,
I have talk and connect, but no trade, so let's go.
does Oogie, or not Oogie, is you have better?
On trade? No.
Okay.
I was taking it easy just for the, like, I'll say it, mechanics, just sort of options to be available.
Okay. 1 second. Still looking. Okay. Business. And the better. Alright. What is the, between the two of you, what is the higher of your intelligence and charisma modifiers?
They are the same for Izzy. They are both
My
+1.
charisma is a +2, my wisdom is a +1.
Okay.
They are both +1.
Alright, so we'll use Marcus's charisma of +2. You both have a -1 trade.
Correct.
And what is your connect?
My connect is +1.
Is you?
+0.
Alright. So, Kuritikirti, well, specifically Thurud, has a friction modifier of 2, which is really good for you guys. That's really low. It's that whole thing goes on a range of 1 to 5, actually 0 to 5, but you know, good luck getting 0. And they've also got a oh, that's not a positive for you. They have a -2 for biotech, which is one of the tags for those drugs, which means they don't pay as much for it. So
They already got so many.
they already got so
Sounds
many.
like Marcus's problem.
Yeah. Hey, any money's good money.
But I imagine it also means they're easy to move.
Certainly,
lost in the
they
sauce.
certainly are going to be easy to move.
Marcus isn't trying to make a profitable business here.
So you're going to roll 3d6 -2.
Da-da-da-da. 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 No. Rip.
A 4. What's funny is you bought this at a really, really good price. You bought this at 25% its value. So this is still going to be more. Marcus and Izya are able to, through a day's work, field an offer of 20,000. Base price, for context, if you'd rolled a 10 or 11, that would have gotten you 50,000, and anything higher than that just goes up.
This is all Marcus's show. I'm just here to telepathically detect cops.
Yeah, basically. That as well, you know.
Because they do have to tell me if they're a cop.
In your way, yeah. I mean, Marcus would be happy with that. I don't know, what would it be with Oogie? What would the roll be? I mean, it wouldn't make a difference because those are my dice, but I was just curious to see what the modifier would have been.
With Oogie, I believe that would have been. I think Oogie has a trait of 2, and so that's that's 3 higher than your trait of -1.
So it'd have been basically 3, 2, 1, 6 plus 3, 9.
This was -60%, or a total of 40% value. With Oogie, that would have been 70%.
Damn, that's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
It is indeed.
I mean, Max will accept because it's going to be the outcome either way. Either if Oogie goes along, in which case potentially better, but he would accept it no matter what.
Okay. I don't mind putting that to tomorrow a little bit, or not tomorrow, next week.
Basically, I think it'd be unfair for me to say nah, I ain't selling if Oogie's not with me.
Yeah. We'll figure it out next week. For now, through this process, I assume that Izzy is using telepathic contact a little bit.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, that's definitely being employed.
If you're getting some offers from people around 5,000, 10,000, and some of them are clearly lowballing you, and that comes across in their mood and what Izzy is able to read from them. But at the higher range of that, that's just business right now. Apparently people just aren't into the whole whisper in darkness kind of thing, and most of them know what it is. And what kind of experience can be gained from it. Some of them will let Marcus sell them on it, and some of them just already know. Hey, we had a batch of this last week. I know what it is, man.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just put my notes. Potentially sold for 20k, dependent on Oogie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's. And then also Marcus is just trying to shop around at that point because he has the money already in his pocket, in his head. He's going to see what options there are for cyberware. Like, what is there a specific kind of I'll say style or like availability here?
Well,
like a type.
Go ahead and roll me a let's go with a wisdom heal check for this.
Okie dokie. Eat. 12.
Okay. Marcus is able to shop around and make the distinction between those that are hack job street docs that have gotten a little bit of cash and put themselves up in a nice looking, professional looking office, and those that actually know what they're doing and aren't going to give you scurvy somehow through cybernetics.
Yeah.
There's more the former although it's a pleasure planet and is mostly owned by Mercure Core, there's still a lot of skeevy people doing very dangerous things, like installing cyberware. As far as like style and stuff, that's also really open. Uh, I mean, even as the characters here are wandering around Thorid, searching for clues of park, or just kicking back in a bar, mm, you see people that have glowing neon lines running down their arm, real fleshy arms, not even cybernetics, not even prosthetics. Um, you've got the people that have full replacements, like actual just pistons and exposed under a covering of plastiglass. Um, and then you've got people who you would never have known had cyberware installed that looks and feels and acts like flesh. There's no end to the variety of cyberware styles that you could find on Thurid.
Okay. Marcus might try and find. Max is debating between identity submersion trigger, which is
An interesting choice. Oh, did I lose you?
no. I'm also debating between that and the gecko anchors.
Okay. Well, if this shopping won't actually take a scene, why don't we leave you to ponder over your options there? That goes for all of you. Anybody that wants to do any shopping on Thurid, you've got a couple of days there.
I think I'm gonna spend all my money getting a Maya to make me a fancy pants rifle.
Okay. All right. Well then, let's go ahead and start you guys jumping back. Oh, sorry. Were there any other roleplay scenes that anybody wanted to have on Thurid?
I think anything for me is gonna be in the flashback, as you mentioned.
Right. Okay. Then let's get you started back. The only thing that I do need to know from you, Ben, is if Marcus is getting anything, because there's a little bit of cyberware sickness that comes with that, and as you may have read in the mission recap, something's going to be happening fairly soon.
Trying to think. I'm half trying to look at missions coming up ahead, thinking, what might be good for. That's what I'm currently looking at. Basically, okay. He is going to get something. I'm just not sure what.
Okay, so he will have something.
Yes.
Sounds good.
That I'll be upfront about. He is going to get something. I just don't know what yet.
All right. And let's see. You guys reached through it on the 14th. This is on. Actually, I think you'd be over any cyberware sickness by the time that event occurs, so I don't really have to worry too much about it. Then let me close this and open this.
I'm so tempted just to try and get the like look at it as a different person, but then also get the foci that allows me to speak a load of language.
Pardon me.
Diplomat, that's it.
Wanderer gets it for you too.
That's like basic ideas. I want to actually speak it.
I've forgotten what Wanderer
That's
is.
fine. It's fine. Wanderer lets me get transport, but then also convey basic ideas. I want to get over there. You know, there, the pub, drinking hall, tavern. But yeah, no. Max is going to get something. I think he might just get gecko anchors, because that'll just be funny to walk on walls. And it also means that technically he can levitate the other people and then also get to the same spot by walking on walls, hopefully.
All right.
Isn't it similar to kinetic transversal? But I guess that saves you.
Which one's kinetic transversal?
Kinetic transversal allows you to basically go up walls, doesn't it? It's one of the.
Yeah, it's a level 1 power, walk
power.
on walls, passive.
Is it? Oh yeah, forgot about that.
You might not need gecko anchors.
No, in which case it'll be the other one. I forgot that was a thing. I remember knowing why I wanted it. I knew I wanted it, but I just couldn't remember how I was getting it.
Yeah. I mean, it could be if you wanted to free up your psychic abilities for other things too. So it's not entirely, it's not an entirely wasted thing. But yeah.
Nah.
Eventually, all of the telekinetic perks are basically free, so.
I'm gonna have Archibald hold down on any sort of cyberware.
Okay.
Just,
I'm also just,
not sure how
very far out there, but I can't wait for telekinetic flight.
All right. Well, business concludes on Thurid, and Elena has Marcus start plotting the course back. It's a little bit more hairy now that he's got a penalty to all his skill checks from that cyberware sickness.
Me flying? I'm not flying. Not this character.
Who was our pilot?
Connor.
I was going to say not this character. Previous character, yeah.
Okay.
This character.
I mean, if Marcus is in-capped, Izya can pilot.
No, Marcus doesn't fly. Not this character.
Yeah, no, I think I don't think I got confused with Hugo. I think I got confused with a completely different character, different campaign, and one I'm not even running. So,
nice.
All right. What? Okay. I think he had Natario piloting. If Izya is a better pilot than Natario, then he certainly can take the helm.
I doubt it, but he's not incompetent, so he won't be totally trapped.
Okay. Well, one of the nice things about having that many crew, actual crew NPCs, is they can all pilot. All the crew NPCs can pilot. Natario just happens to be better at it.
Yep. Any non-dexterity related piloting, Izya is probably okay at, but not who we want doing it.
Yeah. Does he actually have the pilot skill?
Yes.
Gotcha. Right. Okay. Natario takes the bridge with no cyberware sickness to concern with, and starts plotting your course back to Zenthra. You end up taking a different route, so you don't go through Bird again to see if anything has changed. End up skipping through Detele, Demos, Holau, and after making that jump out from Holau, about a day in, both Izya and Marcus feel as if they've torched. They experience an intense metadimensional pulse. I'm not actually going to make you roll on the torching table. That would be quite mean of me. But that the sensation of a psychic surge through their brain that if had been just a little bit more powerful, or them a little bit less resolved, could have seared new connections through their brain.
I mean, what colour was this to Marcus?
What?
What colour, e.g., was it the Vega, just subversion happening and I felt the ripple, or was this something else?
It's something else. There's no like color or flavor or really even any kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Discipline to it. It's just a metadimensional pulse is all this is. It comes with some odd experiences though. Marcus feels a kind of pull towards something, like he is an iron filing and there's a magnet somewhere out there. It's just persistent. It flares with this pulse, and it remains with him. It lingers. He feels pulled or drawn in a certain direction.
And this is while we're still in the jump, right?
This is while you're in metaspace.
Interesting.
Isya, on the other hand,
oh boy.
It's just brain explodes. Oh, that was unfortunate.
See, this is cool because Marcus being meta is like, "Oh, this is a new feeling. I'm liking this."
You're not supposed to like it.
You might have to get around to liking it retrospectively, but he probably will.
Experiences a kind of susurrant beckon. He recognizes it's carrying a mild compulsion to return. Doesn't know where.
Okay.
Doesn't know to what. Just a mild compulsion to return. And floating through his head, we've never touched on this, so I don't know whether Isya is a person who has voices in his head, or is one of those strange people that does not have an internal monologue. Whether he does or not. Whether he does or not.
His internal monologue is a little bit fragmented on account of the being a telepath. There's your fact. Go.
Fair. There's some kind of instructions being just monotonously thrust upon him in a completely
obviously, the
alien
first thing
language.
to do is to start writing them down.
Completely alien language.
I mean, just because I won't get them, correctly rendered doesn't mean I'm not going to start writing them down.
That's fair.
I mean, you can just describe it as like feelings if you can't do as words.
Nope. Isya's going to have to requisition a compad and some navigational software and all kinds of things, and just have a jolly time going more or less totally space mad as far as anybody but Marcus can tell.
See, that is actually what Marcus is screaming about, because Marcus feels this, and he would go to you and just like, did you just feel something? Or was it just me? Like, were you doing that?
I didn't do it. Get me a map of the sector.
Okay. Can do. Go sit in my seat. It'll help. Trust me. Go on.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Izzy is just going to go take over whatever our navigation area is for a while. Try to figure this out. He doesn't ask.
Max is going to do that. Well, get the information, but also, do you want something that help, may expand your mind to,
Izzy just glares at Marcus.
Okay. It's worth an idea. I mean,
That's a reasonable reaction.
I'm not sure you understand. My mind is fairly expanded to begin with compared to the rest of yours.
yeah, but just like a whole... Okay.
Now go away.
Did Izzy take Max up on the offer of the seat?
No.
Okay, Max is
He's
sad.
busy. Hey, I'm gonna work on that for the duration.
Okay. All right. Of course, transcribing alien language that it's. What skill do you think would even begin to cover something like this?
Well, that depends. I mean, the obvious thing is no, right? Because no. This is clearly a set of directions to Izzy. He's figured that much out, right? So conceivably pilot would make sense. If it's, more in the nature of a plan, conceivably administer would make sense. But it's hard to imagine it being anything other than one of those three.
Or it could just be like a psychic thing, like a...
Sure,
literally the pull.
I could roll telepathy.
Okay.
Don't
Or it
make
could just be
me
a mix of both.
beg. But yeah, it's I can't think what else it would be besides those options.
Well, as usual, I'm open to any one of those options. Obviously, the telepathy is going to be better for you as far as numbers go, but would produce different results on the roll. It would hang on real quick. It would basically kind of inform the focus of Izya's considerations.
Right. No, I would have to assume that if I'm trying to roll with telepathy, that I'm trying to tune in on this signal, and that's going to have very different results than trying to interpret the alien language or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Of course, it should be borne in mind that I do have high enough level telepathic contact to understand communication, so maybe that does make the most sense.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your telepathy, with whichever attribute you think also makes most sense.
Telepathy, wisdom.
How wise.
Okay. This doesn't strike Izya as you get two pieces of information with this. One, it does not strike him as directions. These are definitely instructions to do something, not specifically to go somewhere. The other piece of information is this is not a human language.
Spicy.
Okay.
Oh, is Thingy with us? Oh, what's her name?
I love the British.
Why am I blanking? why am I blanking? Fucking...
Who's Thingy?
Well, fucking Vega inside of her. Why am I blanking on her name?
Riley.
Right Riley, is she with us?
She is, yes.
Did she experience anything, and did her companion experience anything?
No and no.
Okay, so this is not directions in the literal sense, but directions in the how to do a thing or go to a thing sense. They're instructions. Do I have any idea what the nature of the thing is?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Are the instructions possible for me to start to follow?
Not at the moment.
Well, then I don't think there's a lot else I can do right now, is there?
Not at the moment.
Just scribble like a madman.
Yep. I will commit as much of them as I can to paper or a compad or both, and we will revisit this when we get the opportunity.
Yeah. You are 1 day into your 6-day trip back to Zenthra, the last leg of your journey. Is Marcus going to do anything with those other 5 days? Aside from check in with Riley to see if she felt anything.
No.
Okay.
Marcus is just kind of like, I'll say, chilling at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just say he's chilling at this point. He's just kind of wandering around the ship, trying to see where he feels the most, like, where he felt the most pull, essentially, but that's it.
Well, it's fairly consistent. There's, why don't you go ahead and roll me, does Marcus have no?
Marcus has -1 to know.
Okay. Here's a good one. Piloting. He's got a. I keep thinking Marcus is a pilot. He does not have pilot.
Nope.
What would
he
you
would be a very bad
use?
pilot.
Let's just
What would
use
I
your
use?
telekinesis skill. Go ahead and roll into telekinesis.
I was going to say meta, but it's exactly the same
Oh,
thing. But
Metascience
it's
Force 2.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, same role as the telepathy.
So, basically what I was looking for is how does a telekinetic / metapsionic psychic triangulate a feeling of telekinetic pull? And, well, on this small ship, you don't. Nothing that Marcus does changes the direction of that pull. Now that result is high enough that as the days pass, the direction of the pull changes by itself.
Oh, so as we're traveling along, I feel it like. So let's say if it was in my front right, I then, as we travel along, maybe feel it to my right and then my back right, essentially.
It's very subtle. If Marcus were not as keen as he was, or paying as much attention as he is, he would not have even noticed. It would be like that itch you feel on your arm, a little bit lower on your arm, and you feel like it's the same itch.
Okay. In which case, Marcus is going to attack that feeling and relay it along to my friend who's, I can just only think, just manically just scribbling.
I do kind of want to know what this looks
Mason.
like here, Aura.
The numbers.
It looks like Izzy just literally taking over the navigation station to the extent that he can, or some other room, and covering the whole place in probably insanity drawings and yarn.
Well, Notario won't let him into the actual pilot seat, but that's not really a problem because that's not where the best navigation screens are. Notaria has the course plotted and is confident enough, and she can also yank control back from the pilot seat at any time she wants, so she lets Izya go wild on those navigation screens. And whatever screens in nav that he wants to use. If something comes up during this trip, she does warn him that everything he's done will be archived and co-opted by her.
Hey,
Izzy just doesn't even pay any attention to that.
Uh-huh.
Hey, is it just a quick one?
What?
Does it feel like there? And Marcus just like does like a general like sweeping motion over to where he's feeling it, like there.
Does it feel like there, or am I not experiencing any sort of kinetic component to this whatsoever?
You're not feeling any kind of telekinetic component to this.
Okay, which direction do I think Marcus is pointing relative to, us on the sector map? Now I'll make a pilot roll if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Try to interpret vague descriptions from Marcus. A not at all novel task for Izzy. Assuming this is pilot int.
I'm actually going to go with wisdom on this one.
Well, doesn't change the very bad roll.
It does not.
No, it doesn't feel like there.
You. So, what does it feel to you?
As if I was supposed to go do something. Have you ever forgotten your keys?
Kind of.
Or have you had that dream where you're late for something, only it's nothing that in your waking life you would ordinarily want to do?
Maybe. I don't know, it just
Something
feels
like that.
I don't know, it just feels like I should go, like, over there. Like, that's where I forgot to put it, you know?
All right. I turn one of the screens with the sector map on it toward Barkus. We're here. I point to wherever it is we are.
Well,
Given the attitude and orientation of the ship, which way is that way? Whatever direction Marcus is pointing.
in meta space, there is no direction, correct, Dexter?
That's correct. And
Yeah.
if you need Natario sitting, 3 feet from you,
I rolled a 5. I'm allowed to be wrong.
yeah, that's fine. From a few feet away from you, in her pilot seat, Natario there's no directions in metaspace.
All right. Can you make any sense of what he's talking about?
I never can.
Well, give it a try, because something is very wrong. Just because the rest of you don't notice doesn't mean that I've gone as far off the deep end as he resides.
She turns to the two of you. Okay. What is this?
Something happened. We've clearly both noticed it in different ways. He has a direction attached to what it is he's sensing. I just have a sense of urgency.
Also,
Clearly
Riley
something
didn't feel
has
it.
gone on.
The weirdest part is Riley didn't feel it, and that's the part that surprises me most.
And it's probably unrelated to the entities, but, it may still be important.
Do you think this is what people felt all them years ago, but it, just like bigger?
What?
It was
You know,
probably just a metaspace anomaly. A blip in the drill.
If it's a
Well-
metaspace anomaly that's sufficient to disturb the both of us, it still matters.
but if it wasn't an anomaly, why would I feel drawn somewhere? Like, I can't get this, it's like, how can I explain it? Imagine you've got just like a little tingling feeling just on like the side of your cheek, and then you just keep rubbing it to make it go away. And it does for a little bit. Then you start walking around, and then you just feel like this little tingly feeling on your cheek again.
Okay. Nataria stands up and she brushes Marcus's screens all to the side and opens up a big holographic display into the Marmoset cockpit. Mark, your stuff is still there. She says to Izya. Sorry, I said Marcus's screens. Brushes Izya's screens off to the side. And inside this hologram is a... Depending on the person, a potentially nauseating holographic display of 4 plus dimensional space. It's disorienting, and difficult to look at, let alone to truly understand or have any cognitive understanding of it. And Natalia just kind of angles herself and points, this is the direction that we're going. And around where she's pointing, around all of you, around the entire bridge, this holographic space representation is warping. Where she's pointing now is 10 seconds later is off to your left. Where do you feel being pulled? And
Yeah, Max is just gonna keep just like pointing.
Okay.
Then waiting and then just pointing, waiting and then just pointing.
Okay.
Just like every minute or so.
It doesn't shift as much for him, and one of the things that you're getting from this nauseating, disorienting display is that whatever he's being directed to, whatever his telekinetic sense is pointing him at, if it's in metaspace, or at least I should say through metaspace, it's farther away because this multi-dimensional or n-dimensional space has some connection to laws of physics in that things farther away are moving slower. And go ahead and roll me let's go with wisdom again. Wisdom telekinesis.
Oh, please be TMT or Artemis. TMT or Artemis. Oh, sorry, what am I rolling?
Wisdom
what?
telekinesis. Yeah.
Ooh. Aww. It's still a good roll, but
Yeah. I would be willing to let any other character, if either Izya or any other, I guess all that's left is Amaya or Archibald, want to assist in some way. I will allow an aid check on that.
I'm running out of things I haven't rolled.
Can I just? I'm not quite certain how Archibald helps in this situation. Can I shoot it?
You cannot shoot Marcus. That won't help.
It's my best idea.
Max has a terrible idea. Where's the luck? If you will allow me to make one roll, Mr. DM.
What's the question? Where's the what?
Marcus wants to know if he maybe kept a little bit of the, inhalant.
Whispers in the dark.
Will you allow me to make a roll for that?
I don't need a roll. He can have kept a little bit of it. But before we get Marcus into the drugs again, let me hear what Nox was saying.
No, I was agreeing that there isn't much of a way that Amaya can help.
Okay. All right. So Marcus wants to get into drugs.
Marcus wants to use it and just constantly try and keep his mind to where he's feeling. And he's ready for the repercussions because he's very curious what the hell is happening.
Okay. That is that is an interesting combination given the description of Whisper in Darkness.
Yeah, I mean, literally, he's feeling a whisper in the darkness right now.
Well, Izya's getting the whisper,
down.
Marcus is getting the pull.
Yeah.
Do you want to share it with Izya?
Izya said no.
I did.
Okay. Bucket.
Yeah, Max is just gonna go sit in his chair for a bit and feel what it's like.
Give me a higher low, and I'll roll a d100.
always high.
Okay. Why don't you, with the description of Whisper in Darkness, describe to us how this is giving Marcus a +1 on his telekinesis wisdom roll.
I think it's just more of literally he sits in his seat, relaxes, begins to just breathe it all in and just close his eyes and just begin to like think of himself outside of the ship, and then slowly it just begins expanding. Like he then sees the ship, and it like zooms out more, and then he sees the ship like moving and wiggling and vibrating, and it just keeps like almost like a zoom out feature. And it just keeps going and going.
And all of this is preceded by Marcus, madly running to his room to drag his chair all the way to the bridge. or does he do it with some decorum?
No, Mark isn't lifting it. No, he's too lazy for that. He just telekinesis picks it up, then just moves it along. It's like pops
fair
it
enough.
down.
I always forget about that.
Yeah, he literally just does it the lazy way.
Okay.
And then
it's a small ship, so he doesn't have to go far with it, but still.
No. Yeah, that's him. He just you see Marcus just like pick up the seat, put it down, and just begin go. And just close his eyes for a bit.
Izia's boards have been repositioned and stored somewhere, not stored, but repositioned so that he can continue his mad scribblings.
Well, at this point, he'll have to start trying to get that stuff off of the navigation computers and onto something else. He has a compad. Let's start there.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Natario helps him, makes that go a little bit faster for him with some commands on her console side, while Marcus is running off to get his special weed and his special chair.
This is not a good idea, but I don't have any better ones, and I'm not going to try to stop him.
You're probably right. Natario seems fairly unconcerned with this. When Marcus does come back and addles his mind and puts it out into space to see the marmoset vibrating through this. Well, it's no longer so disorienting to him. This feels pretty natural to him. This whole 4, 5, and 6-dimensional space.
Oh, Marcus's mind is getting blown right now. Bigger numbers.
And while Marcus is getting blown out of his mind, Natalia is watching where he's pointing along the metaspace map, which she tries to keep fairly current on a hologram, and she eventually looks over at Marcus and then looks over at Izya. Not close, but he's not far.
From what?
Whatever he's pointing at.
Are you telling me you think he's pointed at the right thing? But we don't know what that thing is.
I think if he's pointing at a location in metaspace, maybe a gravity well going back into real space, then I would say he's between 2 and 3, maybe 4 hexes away. Whatever he's pointing at is between 2 to 4 hexes away.
Can we get there?
By him pointing? I'm not making that drill.
Well, what would help?
Captain Elena would never approve it.
Yes. What would help us find this location?
knowing where it is. I'm sorry, but that's
Well,
the reality.
all right. I'm going to go ahead and show the alien diagrams to everybody and see if they look familiar to anyone. Maybe these can narrow it down.
All right. Izzy spent some time showing strange markings to the crew, PCs and NPCs, and he gets a couple of jokes, but nobody seems to recognize him.
But imagine if we did.
Well, Marcus might be able to imagine if he did.
Oh, okay. Well, I really didn't want to do this.
Would all of this be useful to Jai?
Unclear. Anything that's strong enough to attract the attention of the two of us is probably fairly important. It would be interesting to talk to anyone else with our capabilities.
If we're still on the ship, then we probably don't have access to another psychic right now.
That's correct.
But do we have access to any more of whatever it is Marcus just used?
Unless Marcus used all of it, I'm willing to say that Marcus probably kept a couple doses for himself.
Well, this is a bad idea. It's even worse than Marcus's idea. I want everybody to understand that before I go through with it. So, who would like to be connected to my and Marcus's mind while we're both under the influence of hallucinogenic substances?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're right. That does sound like a terrible idea.
It is a very bad idea. I'm fully cognizant of this. I don't have any better ones.
Would you like me to put you on the ship page so you can see all the NPCs?
If you think any of them would volunteer, Izzy is not feeling picky.
Now, this is volunteering to be connected to your mind while you are on drugs, or to be connected to your mind while we're on drugs?
I don't have a distinct plan, but the plan is that you will not be on drugs. Marcus and I will be on drugs. I will be connected to Marcus's mind. I will also be on drugs, and I will relay the information contained in our minds to someone else.
In that case, Amaya will volunteer.
Okay. Good.
Right, I commence the procedure.
Commencing the procedure.
All right. First of all,
This
let's.
is such a bad idea. There's no way this is a good idea.
How does Amaya react to seeing the attempted holographic representation of n-dimensional space?
I feel like this is a player failing. I cannot conceptualize the end of dimensional space.
That's perfectly fine. It's
I think that's normal.
the only example I could possibly offer is that of a hypercube as 4-dimensional space, and even that's tricky. But it's also very easy to just say that Amaya's brain and eyes and all that process it as, oh, it's just lines, and doesn't actually see the extra dimensions.
And lines, images, and words.
I mean, yeah, because what 4-dimensionals is be like string to us of virtual.
Amaya will, I guess, write down what is possible to write down, and then when it just ends up becoming too much of a task, just kind of stop.
I'm gonna put in discussion real quick here because it is actually relevant to the game here.
Marcus is hooked up. He is addicted.
That's what a four-dimensional cube looks like.
Kind of.
No, it's it's a two-dimensional representation of a.
It's a two-dimensional representation of a three-dimensional representation of a four-dimensional face.
Yes. That's the best we can do.
The numbers,
This reminds
Mason,
me
what
of-
do they mean?
Turning a circle inside out, or turning a sphere inside out. If anybody remembers that video.
I do, yeah. All right. Amaya walks onto the bridge with Marcus and Izya, and Izya is going to make mental contact with Marcus and Amaya, and then do drugs.
Well, I'm going to start by just making mental contact with Marcus. We're going to see how that goes prior to any other elaborations of this plan.
Okay. Ben, how does that go? What's going on in there?
For Marcus, it's just because he's also looking at it from like the meta-dimensional thing, just like he's looking for the bright lights essentially, but then he just keeps finding himself drifting out and just like feeling nothing and feeling just this intense like pulse, and then he's like, okay, I'm back into existence, and then just keeps like almost like falling asleep, and then just eventually like waking back up, and then just trying to comprehend the shapes he's seeing when he does like wake up essentially.
Okay. I think that would well, I'll let you decide how that translates over there, Aura.
Well, I mean, is it any help in refining my sense of what it is we're supposed to be doing? A. Now that I have what you might call an alternative input.
Hang on real quick. That is a good question. And at this stage, I'm going to say that there's no direct immediate benefit. So nothing right now.
Well, okay. I can't think of anything that would be useful to cause Marcus to not be able to think about for the moment. I can't just like use suppress cognition to make him forget that he's three-dimensional, right? That's a bit much.
You know what? He's on drugs right now. He's on some pretty trippy drugs.
Right. Well, I'm going to try to make Marcus forget that he's three-dimensional.
Yeah. And as with psychic effects on other PCs, I'm gonna let Ben decide how that affects Marcus. You can either choose to roll this.
He lets it happen.
Okay.
It was either going to get psychically staticked and cancelled down, or will it happen? It's going to let happen.
Okay. All right. So, describe to me again what Izya is suppressing.
I think essentially what he's trying to suppress is what's the name of the sense that tells you where you are in space?
I think it's kinesthesia.
Well, that seems not quite right, but close enough. That Marcus, Izzy is trying to suppress Marcus's sense of direction and place in the universe, with the idea that it will obviously make it clearer what direction this thing is to Marcus. Is this a good idea? That is unclear, but we're going to try it.
Yeah, kinesthesia is close enough. It's the awareness of the position and movements of the body parts by means of sensory organs in muscles and joints. Yeah.
I think it's proprioception that I want to knock out here, actually.
Okay.
I think I just remembered the word.
And I actually see a suggested search of kinesthesia versus proprioception. Yeah, you're right. Describes the awareness of posture, movement, and changes in equilibrium. And
I'm going to make Marcus forget that he is located in a place. He's not going to be able to think about that anymore for a while.
This is not confusing.
This is a really weird use of this power, but I had to come up with something to solve this really weird dilemma. One particular item of information, which is that I am located in a place. That's the information I am suppressing.
Well, what happens with Marcus?
I don't know, but I'm assuming it makes him more attuned to four-dimensional space and not less.
Yeah. So now instead of like, I don't know. I think it'd just be a case of like accepting where. So he doesn't know where he is, but it's just more just like, okay, I'm present more than I'm here, and then he's now trying to think of where he wants to be now.
I assume you're currently located
meant to be.
Yep, the entire universe as a result of this.
Yeah, it's like he knows I'm present, and now he's like where am I going, or like what's the future, in essence. He's just trying to think like this, trying to describe it, but
it ought to be very hard, if not impossible, to describe. So I think we're okay
because he's feeling the pull. What I'm trying to translate is the feeling of the pull into like, okay, that's my future, essentially.
Oh, okay, good. I made you forget that space and time are separate things. Excellent.
Yeah.
Great. Work
so
well.
This is like present time. Feels a pull, so that must be the future. So that's what he's trying to follow. Because Marcus has no concept of distance or anything right now. Mm-hmm. All Marcus can experience is time. So that's what he's focusing on. So he reduces the feeling of being drawn somewhere to being like, okay, that's just like future.
All right, and how are we looping Amaya into this? And what's going on with Izya and the drugs?
Well, that depends. The primary question is, now that Izya is receiving a lot of input from Marcus based on a entirely altered awareness of the universe, can he make any sense of it, or does he need to be high too for it to make sense? And that's a judgment call, but, let me know which direction things seem to be pointing, is what I'm getting at.
Well, Marcus's experiences and what Izya is sensing from him haven't made what Izya is experiencing any more cogent.
Well, then it's time to go ahead and hit up the hallucinogens.
Okay. All right, and
actually, there's an idea to be had here.
Izzy is very interested in ideas that don't require him to abuse space drugs. Go ahead.
We do technically have a recording of the first time that it happened, assuming we can get our hands on our respective QEDs.
This has happened before? See, this is information that I didn't have.
What are you referring to, Nux?
If the Raza has control of our QEDs, could they not pull this specific memory out and then play it back?
Oh, no. The QEDs work more like a tape recorder that you plug in, turn on, and turn off. They're not constantly recording your memories.
Also, it seems like whatever's going on is ongoing, since Marcus can still sense it. But I like the idea.
Yeah, because it pulls. Well, yeah, it records memories from the point that you plug in the QED. So I was saying, could we extract that memory and then play it back?
Gotcha. I misunderstood. So yes, that is an option. You could potentially extract the Marcus's and or Izya's memories of that event, and then try and play back through them, experiencing them again.
Well, you should definitely get started on that in case Izzy has to correct his notes later. So that makes perfect sense. Let's definitely do that. Is that any help in understanding what the hell Marcus is thinking about?
Keep in mind that
While we're at it, we can pull Amaya's memories because that's a third. That's a third perspective on it.
keep in mind that when you do that with the QED, those memories leave your brain and enter the QED.
That may have to wait till later then. I don't think we're going to be able to do this without our own memories of this event. Fair enough. All right. Well,
It'll be quite confusing.
it was a good plan to let me avoid space drugs.
Izya on space drugs.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and give those a try.
All right, and you're connecting Amaya to Izya.
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to filter Marcus with a suppressed sense of location in space on a lot of space drugs through Izya on a moderate amount of space drugs into a sober person and see if that makes the information more or less comprehensible.
Okay.
Filtration is what we're doing. We're going for layers here.
Like
I'm thinking of it more as distillation, but yes.
Degrees of separation.
Maybe fractionation? Fractionation actually sounds right in this case.
All right. Well then, let me get a quick glimpse into Izya's mind. How? Have you seen the description for Whisper in Darkness?
Sure, go ahead and throw that at me again.
All right.
Yeah. One sec.
You got it for us,
Oh.
Ben? Perfect.
Yeah, one sec. Grab all this, because I can't wait to be a snail. There you go.
Yeah, I think the relevant sentences, relevant descriptive text starts with user's report floating in the void of space.
Yep, that's
Okay,
why
well, no wonder
Mark's
I can
immediately
make him. Yeah.
This is why he thought of this immediately as soon as he felt the feeling. It's like, oh wait, I have something for this.
Yep. Well, in that case, Izzy is going to go ahead and I don't know how Marcus decided to administer this to himself, but he's
Inhalant.
going with the incense approach.
Marcus did that.
Yeah, no. Izzy's going for the slightly milder route of locking himself inside of something and then pumping a small amount of this stuff in there.
All right.
And then overall, this is probably not a terrible experience for Izzy because right now, and as it has pretty much for as long as he can currently remember, his body feels like shit. So losing any kind of sense of, his more or less totally ruined body is okay with him for the moment.
May have created a new customer there, Marcus.
Yes, easy peasy.
No. Give in to the dark side.
All right, and so with this mental, once Izya's become a little bit more relaxed in there and less conscious.
Oh, no, he's still extremely not relaxed, but
Okay.
He's going with it.
Okay. Well, less conscious of the wear and tear of his body.
That helps.
And gets Amaya hooked in. What So I'm guessing that he's just kind of telepathically communicating to her. What's he doing with that connection?
Essentially, what Izzy is doing is he's trying to collect all the information that Marcus is receiving through telekinesis, process and combine it with his own information received through telepathy, and then deliver it in as sane a way as possible to Amaya, whose job is to help Natario continue to try to refine where the hell this thing's coming from.
Okay. Nox. Why don't you give me a survive wisdom check?
Yes. Checks. And mine is known for being all the time.
I'd also be okay with intelligence. Or, I think that's it. Intelligence or wisdom.
I'm joking, but so we're actually gonna ask about. Shoot, I thought I was coming out here with the -1, but
You're a little bit muffled,
Yeah.
Knox.
yeah, I had to switch microphones.
Okay, no worries.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Just letting you know we may need to ask you to repeat. I've understood that mostly for now. Wow, your dice did not want to roll well, did you? Did they?
No.
Okay. I want. Let's see. Well, how do you two feel about doing a quick impromptu question and answer, as if you know, trying to ask questions or poke and nudge Izya's experiences towards something that everyone, well, that towards something that he understands. Are you okay with doing that, Knox?
Well, I'll be honest, I'm kind of distracted right now because work picked up.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Then I'm gonna put this on you, Aura. Izzy's getting a little bit of feedback from Amaya. Nox, correct me if any of this is out of character. In the sense of kind of guiding and leading questions about what Izzy is experiencing and what Izzy is interpreting from Marcus.
Okay. Is there a question there?
Yes, it's forming. It's forming. I haven't gotten to it yet.
Loading.
3 dots rotating on the screen of Isaac's mind. Is his mind. The universe is gone, but buffering is not.
I guess. How about could you do a ramble or an intelligent diatribe, however you want, of what Izya thinks this is?
From Izya's perspective, this is extremely strange. Now, as previously a much stronger telepath than he currently is, even though he doesn't remember that, right? The notion of long-range telepathy is not totally foreign to him. But this shouldn't work. You're not supposed to be able to send thoughts through metaspace. That's not ordinarily a thing. And so, from as far as he can tell, the answer is not necessarily that there is a location, but that there is a place in which a thing has to be done, and so he's going to need to go to that place and do the thing. He's open to going to that place and doing the thing. He'd like to do that. Marcus has already gone to that place in his mind, to the extent that we're currently able to make happen, right? And so Izzy basically is trying to form a relay between a guy who is already there, but not in a way that is recognizable, himself, who understands why it is that it is important to go there, and somebody actually anchored inside, the regular universe, more or less, trying to get there. So
Okay.
The goal here is basically to bridge between those states of mind.
I'll take that. With with the prodding from Amaya, I had Amaya roll survive very deliberately, and taking Amaya was actually a really good choice, because Amaya on her homeworld is very familiar with evacuation instructions, the kind that are recited and learned from an early age. Amaya came from Gun, where at any point someone might be attacking your city to take over the hydroponic production there. And that's what this feels like to, well, that's what this could easily be. I won't say that it feels like that to Izya, but that's kind of the general feel that is there with whatever Izya is hearing whispered in his mind. This is an evacuation plan.
Okay.
And for Marcus, I'll bring you back over to the map page, which I forgot to turn off the music changing properties. Narrows you down to a location within 3 hexes of Zenthra or Holau.
Where's that?
Okay.
Well,
Holau.
Ooh.
Zenthra.
Where's them? Why am I being blind?
It's
There.
the orange one just to the right, yeah. So if it has to be within 3 hexes of both, which is helpful, where's
Not of both. Either.
Oh, well, that's much larger then. That's a pretty significant area of space.
Well, when I say, sorry, I'll be clear. Is 3 hexes away from one or the other. Not within, but is 3 hexes away.
Okay, that's a little
here.
different.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant to communicate there.
It's still a pretty fair amount of things, but not that bad. But not of both necessarily.
No, not necessarily of both.
It's still that's still a lot of the sector, surprisingly enough. It's a number of possibilities. Can I gather any impressions from Marcus about what kind of place it is that we are supposed to be evacuating from?
Marcus
Or can
only...
I pick up any myself, given the whole, I'm the telepath out of the two of us thing?
No, Marcus only has directions, and Izya has what are apparently evacuation plans in another language.
Okay. And is there... I don't know. Is there any sense of what they're evacuating from?
Nope. Not that Izya can make out with what you guys have right now.
Well, that's the sector development number, so I can get nice words.
Okay. I don't know that there's anything else we can do to make progress on this right now.
What's that? All that.
Which doesn't mean that there's no way we can make progress on it. At this point, Izzy is going to do his best to continue transcribing everything he can. Is it apparent to anybody else whether this is a repeating thing that Izzy is transcribing? Is this a, that kind of thing? Is this like a long set of instructions? There's only so many ways to say, there's imminent danger, take shelter, right?
It doesn't seem to be repeating just yet.
No, it's a lot of information. This is a complicated evacuation plan. That's not going to make this any easier.
Actually, I was gonna do something right now, but I'll wait until our break, which we could take right now, unless either of you have anything else you want to contribute before we take that break.
I don't think so.
I'm currently looking up sector development number and just keying on a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take our 15-minute break. While we're on break, I'll type out the systems that match that description.
I think I'm already halfway there.
Yeah, I'll just put them in chat to make it easy. Unless somebody else has already got that typed out, then less work for me.
I think I'm getting there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's literally just like a little. Yeah. What would you describe it as? Sidewinder for me.
But tell you what,
Also-
though, put down where we're counting from, just so I'm sure I've got it right.
Hair is where thingy is, right? I just want to confirm. The Metapsionics Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How far away is that? A long way away.
Yeah, I think everywhere we know anywhere about that they teach psionics is excluded from this list, I think, but I need to go read. so.
Yeah. I mean, I was just
yeah.
thinking just to ask questions, but also, yeah, because of that reason.
Well, there are 2 systems that are within 3 hexes of both. So,
Yeah, that's literally what I was looking at, which is,
Audrima and Korafali.
yeah.
Ultrama sound rings a bell.
Yep. So we have that. I guess we're going to our break.
Yep. Let's go ahead and take our 15-minute break. Be right back.
All right, time to feed the cat then. No, cats, plural, I suppose. Harsh.
I know. It do be like that sometimes.
Do we like that sometimes?
All right, and I'll turn off the decoherent music as we're pulling into Zenthra, and give you actual Kamiego music.
Yay.
Yeehaw!
Exactly like that.
Yeah. That's Johnny's theme music.
All right, and so 5 days after the psychic event, and after the various explorations in and out of drugged states of the psychic event, you drill into Zenthra. There are no emergency alerts. There's nothing indicating the whole universe has been destroyed. Everything seems pretty normal as you arrive.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you, because this is what Izzy is doing with his downtime.
Huh?
Is cryptography an administer or no role?
So cryptography in the sense of trying to make some sense of those chicken scratches that Izzy has transcribed.
In that sense, that's correct.
Okay. That's going to be an ongoing thing. So
That's fine. It's what he's doing.
No skill check just yet.
Got it.
If you want to roll it for your own benefit,
I don't know how it would help me to make a die roll here. If you're telling me it's going to take me a while, no.
Yes, yeah. The die roll would just be I, as a player, would use it as some kind of sense of confidence my character had. I don't know how you would want to use it.
Izzy has lots of confidence that eventually he'll get something out of this.
Okay.
Period. And is going to get NPC help if he can, too. But there's a lot of other things going on, and if it's going to take a while, then it can wait until it's done.
Sounds good. Natario plots course for Kamiego. You got one more day of travel ahead of you. And in that time, people are packing up their bunks. They're getting ready to finally set on back down to Dry Sun and enjoy some downtime. Once you land, You are again met by Alyssa Carter, who strides woodenly to the ramp coming out of your ship. Either ramp or ladder. I can't remember what we had for your ship for the marmoset. Unless you all just want to walk out of the cargo bay, I guess that works.
How do we walk out of the cargo bay? Is it a ramp?
Yes, yes, there would be a ramp. Nah. Oh wait, you're in a patrol boat. I keep forgetting. There's no cargo there. No, it's just a ladder going down.
Well then.
You want cargo in that ship, then you can get it onto a crane, lift it on a crane, and have somebody painstakingly pull it in through the airlock. Or climb up the ladder with it. And as you are coming down, she pulls aside Izya and Marcus and says, "You're both being quarantined.
Oh.
Please come with me."
Why? No.
What?
Quarantine
Yes.
for what?
I can only assume it has to do with the events.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not for the other stuff. Okay, if it's for the event, sure.
Wait, what other stuff?
Yes. What other stuff?
Just show me where it is
Exactly
we're
what I'm
going,
asking.
and then ask him.
Yeah, come
Okay.
on, let's get going.
The rest of you report to my office for a debrief. You two, come on. And she takes Izya and Marcus off to I don't want to say ramshackle because it's definitely not ramshackle, but it is jury rigged. It's of good construction, but there's been some additional measures put in place that aren't normal on your normal bioorganism quarantine rooms, which Jai certainly has plenty of. It looks like there's some psychic damping put into this quarantine.
I look at Marcus. I make telepathic contact. Is Marcus willing to receive words?
Yes.
Do you want not to be quarantined badly enough for us to cause a problem here?
I'm curious to see what their actions are, and then we could be annoying after that.
Well, because she might just forget we need to be quarantined, is all I'm saying.
Not for now.
Just as well.
We could make her think that the quarantine is over later, though.
That's going to be harder. This is kind of
Okay.
the moment.
I mean, if you want to forget about yourself, that's fine, but I'm willing to go with this. Probably because I need it and you may need it.
I am not that worried about the whole process. I suppose in we go.
Okay. Do you feel that oppressive sense? Actually, I should say Marcus feels more of this. That oppressive sense of you wouldn't be able to teleport into or out of this if you were a teleporter. Telekinetic is not restricted, is not like actually cut off, but it's dampened. It's like you've got a hand, but your arm is numb. You can still do stuff with it. It's just that I guess I'm stuck on that numbness. And
I'm assuming that Izya's whole mental situation is suddenly a lot quieter inside.
Izya's mental situation is quieter, but again, it's more dampened than completely cut off. As a jury-rigged psychic quarantine building, they weren't able to make perfect pre-tech psychic static or psychic cutoff of anything.
That's fine.
There are multiple rooms, and you pass a couple of cubicles with doors attached to them where people appear to be working. There's as you were going in, you saw wires that were just run straight over to the building.
Oh, before we go in here, some questions?
Okay.
First, I'm going to need my compad and possibly some other computing devices. I'm working on interpreting what it is we heard.
That's fine.
Second, I assume you would prefer that I not make contact with anybody else from inside of here.
Yes.
Okay,
We would
that'll
like.
do. Lock us in.
Okay. And she explains as you're being shown to your little room that you're not locked into your room. You're not strictly being quarantined as if you had some kind of viral agent. This is more just to put you in a quiet place without access, or trying to limit access to the greater universe, so that we can do some studies, get some readings, and ask you some questions.
Fine.
And she checks to make sure that you're both settled in and that you have what you need. If you want a drink, she'll bring you a drink. If you ask for something, she'll obviously consider it and bring it. But if there are no requests of her, she takes her spindly stick legs and backs up and walks away. Leaves you to your little rooms. The rest of you are taken for a debrief with her. And excuse me. It goes pretty much as as the mission report goes. Now, I did write the first part of this this whole post way before deciding the actual date of the event, so ignore the whole thing about over the weeks we've gotten this it's written as if this has been going on for weeks. That will be true later on, but for now, the rest of you or the other two of you are informed that that there was a psychic pulse, as you may have noticed with Marcus and Izya.
So our psychics aren't just going crazy then.
It is not just your psychics.
Or are they all going crazy?
Yeah. Nox, what was Charlie's last name, or did he have one? Actually, I guess I could just look.
Bates. It was Bates.
Yes. Would he go with that, or let them use that, or is he Commander Charlie?
Pass.
Yeah, I missed any response that you made.
Go by Charlie.
Okay, so yeah, Commander Charlie, Alyssa tells you, also experienced a event here, and the couple ships that have come through have, well, a couple ships with psychics that have passed through have reported the same.
Okay. Are there decisions that could be made based on this? I don't think so.
We're still gathering data.
Okay. I think it would be interesting to see what other flavors of psychic would have experienced through this whole ordeal.
Yeah, are there any other psychics we can talk to try and piece together what they felt?
I guess it would also be like, was Charlie affected?
Charlie was affected. And
Great.
real quick, yes.
Yes.
Sorry, Izya and Marcus are able to are also at this debriefing through wired communication. They set up a screen in your room so that you could be debriefed at the same time and ask questions.
Can you hear me? Hang on, I think I'm muted. Hold on, hang on. Can you hear me? Okay.
Damn it,
The
Aura.
ritual is complete.
So what was that question that Marcus asked?
Well, firstly, is it just Marcus and Izzy in this makeshift prison right now?
It is. It is.
All right. In which case, the first question Max is asking is,
There's silence.
Sound of silence.
Did they lock anybody? No. Is just actually very interested in if we have any other psychics around, but it sounds like Marcus had something, so I'll wait.
Whoops.
Where is everyone else?
All right. Well, while we're waiting, I dropped the theme from the Old West level in the Sentinels digital card game into the music channel for you, Dex, because that's very clearly what I was riffing on earlier.
Yeah, I believe I've heard it. And Marcus is asking, where is everyone else? To which Alyssa responds, they've already been quarantined and we've questioned them. From there, she moves on to news of the attack on Dry Sun, and that Commander Charlie is currently busy dealing with that. Further risk assessments and determining if it's feasible to retaliate or preemptively strike any nearby.
So you're talking about the attack on Dry Sun as if we knew it had happened. I definitely don't. Where would I have read about it?
In the mission recap. Excuse me. Hang on.
Also, should probably be mentioned. Presumably, it is brought to our attention in character.
Yeah.
As well.
In which channel?
Alyssa is bringing that to your attention right now. I'm going to repost it here. But normally I post those in the announcement channel.
Okay, then I just clearly missed them. That's fine.
Honestly, there's a lot of like stuff that goes in the announcement channel, so I would expect a lot of people have it muted.
Yep. Nope, we're good. That's fine. All right, carry on.
So yeah, she tells you that Dry Sun was attacked and that there were casualties, but due to security precautions already taken, those casualties were not as extensive as they could have been, with somebody literally planting explosives on the inside. Pardon me. Principal Claire over at the archives, has given up data where the infra drive can be located, and command is, well, command has has left a lot of decisions to people just under command, Alyssa included, and she seems, to those that have a greater sense of person reading, to have been suddenly had a whole lot more responsibility than she was expecting thrust upon her shoulders. Now,
Izya is decidedly unsympathetic to the situation, considering.
And what were you saying, Miyakin?
Oh, so well, that sucks.
she reports that Commander Harry and Elazon were successful in arranging for Raza to be an official merchant. So we have proper merchant status with the Exchange of Light. That the matter of Red Ren seemingly organizing a union out in the Three Dogs has been resolved adequately with a non-aggression pact properly filed with a galactic mandate for reasons of legal justification for not attacking or not helping other ships that are being attacked, all that kind of stuff. And finally, with regard to the information that you brought back to the commanders, or that you had sent back to the commanders, Jairao and Nemesis, or Commander Areli, are currently in Bird, coordinating efforts there. Zoe is still on March, as a condition of the whole setting up a business on March. A officer of the company has to spend so much time, and Zoe was already there, so she's still there. The only commander left on Kamiego is actually Charlie. Got myself sidetracked there. The commanders, Areli and Rao, are coordinating with Galactic Mandate and Houses of March for pretty much what you guys had. She doesn't put it this way. For the attempted rescue of as many Xandarans as will be rescued, while still getting the other ones, the blind, those that were much more forthcoming and willing and cooperative, slowly shuttled out to Dry Sun. And yeah. Sorry if that was very halting. I kind of I think I just assumed that everyone would have read it, and I could just say, "She debriefs you."
That's on me.
No worries, no worries. You may not be the only one that hadn't read it. You're just the only one that has admitted it.
Seems impossible.
I read it mid-session. It's fine.
I usually just scan over like keywords, basically.
Arguably, I haven't actually finished reading. I hadn't finished reading Old Dark Silence mission result.
Yeah.
Okay, well now we know what happened, which is that nothing bad happened. Everything went our way, more or less. Great.
More or less.
On the mission side of things.
Right.
Indeed. And over to Marcus and Izya. The questions that you're asked are basically just about what you experienced. And it goes a little bit further into, are you still feeling it? Which you guys are, even inside this this attempt at muting psychic influence. You're still feeling it. There's been no shift once you in the whispering and the beckoning. Just walking into this little quarantine area.
Sure. So stop me if this is a bad idea. The silver lining to a massive psychic disturbance blowing up everybody is that it is a way to identify psychics.
Okay.
Unless if they volunteer the fact that they experience something.
They may not have a lot of choice in the matter. Kamiego, whatever. It's a big planet. There's probably some psychics around here who have been undetected. This is a recruiting opportunity, is what I'm getting at.
I guess it's true. I mean, has it affected? I guess it probably would affect on trained psychics, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. As well as wild talents, yeah.
Izya is pretty sure that, like on account of now that we're a planetary government and all, it would not be the craziest idea to see if we can collect any people who are also experiencing this large psychic event here in Dry Sun. We can help them.
Okay. Are you suggesting that the Dryson also establish a something of a psychic academy to actually help train them?
It might be a little bit early for that, insofar as I don't think we have anybody who can. But they're better off here than they would be out in the wilds of Kamigo.
That's certainly true. Psychics don't typically fare well on Kamiega.
Mm-hmm. I think we need to put that out there and maybe see if there's any people we can get over here to join my psychic research team to try to figure out what's going on here.
I thought Marcus just goes for a wander for a couple of days and see who he spots.
Well, that may be hard while you're quarantined.
Nope.
No. You guys aren't quarantined for too long. In fact, this conversation can either be being had with, through the comms with Alyssa during the debrief, or you're let go after a day.
Well, it occurs to Azure right away that we might be able to find some new psychic resources as a result of this, so he thinks we should try.
Okay. Alyssa considers that. Untrained psychics can be very dangerous.
I know.
Well,
I'm not suggesting that we simply let them in willy-nilly, simply that they're going to be a lot easier to identify right now.
At the risk of sounding cold and calculating, which is my job, what benefit do they serve to us?
Well, if nothing else, untrained psychics are going to be looking for teachers, right? It's much better than going crazy.
Some do, yes.
I am reasonably confident, correct me if I'm wrong, that at least some of the fairly limited number of psychic academies here in the sector would be very interested in acquiring new students from a now legal government entity via some sort of agreement, versus by hoping they show up or some rich person bribes their way in.
Well, Rosa could set aside some funds to pay tuition for some of these to attend Belford
If
Academy.
Rosa doesn't want to, I will.
Sir?
Much better than leaving them out there, especially after whatever happened.
I'll see if I'll check with Lisa and see if we can make a humanitarian cause out of this.
There are going to be a lot of very confused people who have no idea what just happened to them out there at the moment.
Yes, I understand that. Very well. I'll bring it up with Commander Charlie and Ms. Arati, and we'll consider those options.
Meanwhile, who do we have who knows anything about cryptography? Because I need help analyzing these transmissions.
The voices, sir?
Sure, the voices.
Oh, we have
I spent the entire ride back transcribing everything I could. Admittedly, it's not the best source material to work from, but somebody should be able to make some heads or tails of it.
Yeah. Send that to me, and I will put some people on it right away.
I transmit the crazy person files. They're probably not all that crazy.
This is the crazy person files.
All right. Alyssa takes a look at them real quick, masks her facial expression upon seeing them, and looks back around the table and at the screen on which Izya and Marcus are displayed.
It's some kind of evacuation order from aliens. Don't ask how I know, just find me people who would understand that.
Okay. Well, thank you all. You're being held here for a week as Junior Command figures out what we're doing.
Junior command. Oof, put it that way.
Doesn't seem like you've made any major missteps. No complaints.
We do our best. We've honestly been operating without much input from the commanders for a while now, so it just feels more real with them gone.
That's understandable. Again, seems like you've handled everything just fine.
Thank you. As always, let me know if you have any questions, if anything comes up, if you have any needs. Izya and Marcus like to keep you both there overnight, and
However long it takes.
in the morning we'll run another series of scans and small tests, and then you can have breakfast with your crew. And see your new ship.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. It came in.
Just came in the mail, huh?
Delivered with a postage stamp. She stumbles trying to make a bro joke. It's
Well,
here.
it's a cruiser, so it's not planet side, right?
It is not planet side now.
And ain't no Raza after all.
It is not Raza. Nope. Oh, I guess we can change the name from Tanuki now that Tulare knows what Tanuki is.
Well, he was thinking of the animal, not the
aspect of the animal.
Yeah, they go
It's
hand in
fine.
hand with people that know them.
It's fine.
So do you have ideas for the name of the cruiser here? I know that Tulare threw some out.
I like we may never know still.
Was one of them. Yep, that was a suggestion. Any others?
No.
All right. So it's I'll say that it's down to we may never know or hedgehog.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, and
all of them kind of work.
They do all kind of work. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And put you guys back over. Bitch. No. Also, whoops. Okay. Put you guys back over to this page, which has just stopped all the music.
Why nay?
pourquoi?
Oops, I did not update the logistics and assets there. Um, as you may have seen at the end of that post, the logistics, assets, and support is changing just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and discuss that in our next intermission so that Tular can be included in it. But I believe, I'm hoping that we will find this to be a more interesting way of gamifying it, as well as more intuitive. And less prone to, we suddenly have 10 points to do different things with. Now that you've arrived and Marcus and Izya are released from their quarantine, nothing particularly fascinating happened there. Like I said, it was just some tests and some questions. What is it that you guys want to do? You're going to be here for a week.
Well, I'm going to be asking Amaya about getting putting together the best damn lance rifle that Amaya can.
All right. Do we have Nox's attention here for that?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and you're clear. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. When I switch to the ship mic, it's because I have to work. So I am back at this point.
Okay. Fantastic. So yeah, Archibald has something to discuss.
Yeah, like the best damn lance rifle.
If we could have this conversation just a little bit in the past, because I had assumed we bought some of the parts required for it back on the planet where we could actually shop.
That works. I'm fine with that.
That's fine. Yeah. If you had, I mean, it certainly is. Probably as soon as I hear about the bonus that we're getting, Archibald definitely starts chatting about the what he wants to get done.
Marcus already bought his.
Which
Marcus can become a different person.
Do
which
one
is
with the
essentially
identity.
I'm still not sold on whether I would really want concealed, because it does seem like it'd be hard to conceal a sniper rifle sized object. So I'm not looking to conceal. I still want it mastercrafted.
It's just a pimp cane.
But for now, I'm just gonna do a mastercraft. What? A pimp cane into a sniper rifle? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go with the master. Oh, actually, that reminds me, Dexter. You mentioned we had some like assistance on like the maintaining our weapons, right?
Yeah.
From crew. Okay. Because I'm gonna put at least 3 mods on this thing.
Okay.
I'm also gonna get mastercrafted. Just honestly, the mastercrafted probably not actually that important to me. But I just want it to be. I just want to be able to say it's the best damn thing.
Well, the Mastercrafted makes it so that one of those mods doesn't require maintenance. And
yeah,
right now, Amaya has plenty of maintenance. You don't even need the assistance from the crew.
But later on, like I said, I'll probably do at least 3 mods, like customized, boosted. Probably an extended magazine, so I can actually fire it twice. And then I guess we don't really have the access to the pre-tech salvage, do we? With the components.
When Amaya applies mods, it costs 1 pre-tech salvage less, to a minimum of 0.
Oh, it does go to a minimum of 0 then, huh?
Yeah, it eliminates it if needed.
Oh.
So you could get infinite power.
But you're not fixed 3 yet, right? Because we're not high enough level.
You guys got
Amaya's
will be
treated as 1 higher than it actually is.
What? Damn. Huh.
Yeah.
It's why I love being fixed and then
5.
Yep.
So infinite magazine's still out of the question, but I could do infinite power then.
Power. Yeah.
Which is still pretty good for a sniper rifle because they would. So like a extended magazine with that means I can fire it twice and then just basically I guess it just has to power cycle.
No, I would just. That just looks like it's
Ah.
got infinite ammo to me.
Are you sure that
I mean,
you
if
don't
you're
want to conceal it, turn it into a suitcase or a jacket?
Or a jacket.
The problem is I can't afford the Mastercraft concealed right now.
I mean, I'm just thinking like it's a briefcase when you conceal it.
I mean, maybe Mastercrafted with that, and maybe like there's some key components that I can't afford yet. So like if you're cool with that and the because the problem is it's $20,000 for Mastercrafted and then it's $20,000 for concealed.
Does somebody need a loan?
Base weapon is 2,000.
Don't forget, Amaya also halves that.
Oh wait, do you have the Mastercrafted cost too?
Yeah,
Or is that...
everything is it is
okay.
cheaper.
50% off.
Jesus, I didn't.
This is the fucking warehouse.
Okay, well, if it's half the cost, then yes, I can afford it because I was letting on the full cost.
This is why the fixed shit is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you finally discovered it.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, concealed, boosted, customized, and infinite power.
I'll probably put all of those on right now. I think we still don't have the money for all that. But
might be. I mean, because it's
let me go find the book.
Because I have 30K. It's 20K, 20K. So for the Mastercrafted with the half cost, Mastercrafted and concealed is 20K. That's the bulk of the cost. The infinite power is 5,000 credits and 1 pre-tech salvage. But again, you reduce that by 1. So that's another 2,500.
Real to half everything.
22.5.
Real quick, to give Ben and Aura something to do while you two are doing that. Everybody gets 4 XP, so Ben, Aura, go ahead and level yourselves up.
Okay.
Oh,
I think it was pretty clear from the briefing conversation what Izzy's next week is spent doing, so I don't know that you need me for much more for the moment.
Yeah, we'll swing back around to the whole cryptography thing.
Okay, I'm gonna start typing up the cost here.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought it was gonna be simpler.
Add it all together, then just half it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm just gonna go ahead and let's see.
Tinker is so good.
Yeah.
God, I'd forgotten that it did that.
Yep.
This is
it's why whenever I play, it's usually either like program Tinker or I've got like psychic or maybe pilot. It's just so good.
Amaya was built to mechanically explore the creating and modding equipment rules and exploiting being at the lowest point in initiative. Because that's more advantageous than being on the top of the initiative.
I sense a philosophical disagreement here.
I mean, gosh, at that cost, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mods.
You ignore one of those for
maintenance, yeah.
Yeah, for maintenance.
So an auto targeting would add an extra 4K divided by 2K, so 26K.
Also, Dex, I already leveled up. I
think that Amaya's maintenance score is like somewhere between 16 and 22. It's really high.
Yeah, and then plus we have the NPCs that can probably help maintain it. Though this is one that probably has to be like, with all the mods on it and all that, is probably like an Amaya special maintenance.
Or it's more just like, I ain't gonna touch that because I ain't gonna break it.
Can't afford to break it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the free maintenance one has got to be the concealed.
Yeah.
Not that actually has a different cost, but that would be the difficult.
That is the one that Amaya insists upon. That's why it's part of the gotta build it.
And here I was about to give up on concealed. But how's it look?
just real quick, everybody except for Izia should be at 20 XP. That seem right?
It does.
We had
Yeah, we
4,
should have all
4,
leveled up on this
8, and then 4.
Do me a favor and
Hello.
put whatever number I ought to have in chat.
No, it like resets to 0
I'm
for
up.
me.
I'm standing up right now, so just leave it there. I'll get to it in a minute.
Yeah, no problem. I see that you put 4 of 18 there, Ben, and that may be a something that some other GM was doing, but it's not the default for stars. XP doesn't reset when you level up.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh,
It tracks toward the next one.
so wait, we should be level 5 now?
Yes, you should.
Yeah, we're level 5 with
Or you
20
still
of
level 3?
27.
Okay, I'll go 20 of 27.
Which means if we do a long mission, we do get to hit level 6.
It
One
does.
sec, let me set on my character.
Is ya...
Do I get 4 skill points? 3
Let me
gold.
just throw 3 skill points onto my thing, and then I'll forget about that. So that I can go back to working on numbers.
Numbers, Mason, what do they mean?
This game, it's advertised that it's without number, but nope, there's so many numbers.
It could be worse. We could be playing Shadowrun.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, the numbers. are
Shadowrun's your lots of numbers example?
Shadowrun
I'm
is
not
my
gonna
lots
play
of numbers
Warhammer.
example.
Eclipse Face.
Never heard of it.
Take a look.
Regret
I
it?
will.
Right, so at level 5, I get 4 Kai. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, holy shit, I have heard of it. I heard of it yesterday.
Okay, so you need to save a single skill point if you're not an expert and you want to get level 3 on a skill next level. So that's right, we get a focus too, though, don't we?
Yes, you do.
Oh gosh, I hadn't planned for this. I guess I'll have
That's gonna be the hard one.
for it to matter.
So you said you wanted concealed, extended magazine, or was it infinite magazine?
Infinite power.
Infinite
Infinite
power,
magazine
okay.
cost because it's an
Okay.
energy weapon.
Okay, so
No,
concealed,
what?
infinite
The-
power.
Actually, no. The infinite power is probably intended for like other types of devices and weapons, but that's up. I'm fine with taking that if
If it-
Vector's
Yeah, if it's a weapon that's
takes the type
uses,
cell battery.
yeah, that takes batteries, it's just infinite power.
Yeah, and that's the way I interpret it. It takes a pre-tech.
I mean, it's hard to make a sniper rifle overpowered, anyways. I think.
Yeah.
A sniper rifle's main benefit is the execution attack, and you don't usually need multiple shots for that. So really, you're turning the sniper
Making
rifle
it combat viable.
and yeah, you're making it combat viable. And I think that's infinite magazine or infinite power. There is a perfectly fine way of doing that.
Okay.
I'm
cool.
just thinking of the charge rifle from Apex, just bzzz, poof, bzzz, poof.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, there's a lot of sci-fi games. There's something similar.
Yeah. Also, I am now taking Diplomat. I know all the languages now. You can't accuse me of not knowing them.
All right.
Yeah.
I just in case it would affect your choice, I know that Tulare was also planning on taking diplomat.
Yeah, I'm also taking it so that way I can become any person and people believe me
Okay.
because of that.
Makes
where are
sense.
the dang
Okay.
focuses?
Also, because that way I can change accent to anything. Because I become that person.
Oh, I remember what I did with you, Orlinks. You. Yes.
Thing seems to think I'm still 3rd level, so
Yes, I had put you at 3rd and had intended to say 2 sessions into the mission, okay, you can now be 4th, given that your XP would allow you to be 4th. But I seem to have forgotten to do that.
okay,
Ooh,
So you can now
savage.
level up to 4th.
cool.
Nah, join us at 5th. Nah, put him at 5th.
That would be nice, but I'll take what I can
Right,
get.
Nah, put him at 5th. Come on.
So what other things did you want on the weapon?
Ooh, I get
Hello?
to level 2.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Yes.
I've got in the
Yes.
discussion channel all the mods that I wanted on it.
Oh, okay. I had opened the fucking notepad to start typing things out
Oh, nope, I got it typed out.
on the discussion.
There's Archibald's benefit for having just saved all his money.
Well, I mean, most of that money was this last mission.
True. True.
But I did save I did have 9K saved up too, so.
Yeah.
After this mission, if you still needed the scratch to make it, I was gonna loan you some, but
No,
you
I'm
didn't
good.
need me.
Nope, I'm good now. I think we discussed it. You said it's like, oh, I can spare you some money for it, and then I was like, look at the cost. I was like, I think you mentioned the half cost then. And I think I probably looked at the cost then. It's like, no, still not gonna go. This is all Dex.
But definitely think about what you want design ways.
Yeah, I guess I gotta find. I guess I could find some images online. Idea.
The only reference that I have to go off right now is that the laser spear is shaped like a sash.
I was thinking some sort of like bandolier kind of thing, but I don't know how that would go through. Like, or maybe like some sort of like utility belt type of thing, maybe.
I feel like a sniper needs to be a little bit bigger.
I know.
Yeah.
It could be like a WWE wrestling belt.
Well, I mean, I guess technically I do have like a backpack too. So I mean, I guess it could like be built into a backpack. Like parts of the
buckle the size of Texas.
Well, it's the size of Kamiega.
That would be a big belt buckle.
I mean, I'll probably always have a backpack with me on any mission, unless there's places that say you can't have backpacks, right? But I can't imagine they say you can't have backpacks, especially if the backpack's just empty, you know? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
The only counter I'll throw out to making it a backpack is that if you also want to carry things easily, then you'll have 2 backpacks.
You're saying it can't be a functional backpack? Oh, because if I'm using the sniper rifle, yeah.
Right, yeah, if you wanted to make it a functional backpack, I don't think I would... I mean, that's putting that aside for a second. It would still mean that you'd have to empty out whatever you were carrying in that functional backpack when you wanted to use the rifle.
Throw all of your things on the ground.
Let's see, I wonder if there's any ideas.
I assume if I want to buy a storage unit, I just can?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I bet Nemesis at some point went on a buying spree for him. And now there's just too many laying around.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There we go. Can now become anyone and also walk around on walls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, would you mind putting that on your sheet also in one of those little boxes at the bottom? I see you haven't been doing that with previous levels, but that's fine.
No, I've usually just put, like, if you see in the bottom right one, I've used 2 ASI, so I'm tracking that. It's just the other stuff don't really matter.
Okay.
I usually do that on my sheets, but then it just gets a mess. I'm like, I don't need this anymore.
I think I'll be putting a mod on the armor that I'd made as well. I am just trying to bullshit together an Icarus harness.
Yeah.
It'll work. With enough mods, it'll work. One thing will become another.
I wonder what mods I can get for a medkit or a bioscan. None.
Medkit, that'd be interesting.
Remind me where your hit point roller thing is.
Oh yeah, hit points.
Yep. You should be able to, once the sheet knows what level you are, it does. Just click on the words hit points on, under the 9 of 9. There you go. Hey, you both gained.
I don't know that I so much gained as caught up to average for 4,
Fair enough.
but that's all right.
I mean, honestly, I think all I really need to do is just have like, if it's disguised as a backpack, all I really need is, because I don't always need it concealed. So I could just have like an empty TL4 backpack tucked in it to transfer all the stuff to if I ever need to actually, unconceal it, So it's just like I just have to like sit down and assemble the sniper rifle that was disguised as a backpack and then transfer all the stuff over to the empty backpack that was stuck inside it.
Could you just like attach? Could you attach one to the other like a liner?
A TL4. I mean, a TL4 backpack is 0 encumbrance.
Yeah.
Just like you have your gun backpack, and then inside of it on the wall is just your regular backpack, and you just peel one off the other.
I mean, in a sense, though. I mean, honestly, I'm not really worried about like having to like taking the time to assemble it because it's like I mean, obviously, I don't think I could see it not being something that I could, given the size of it, I can't just like automatically transition it from concealed to armed and ready to go, right?
Right.
I mean, wait, what mass is a sniper?
I think it's just 2. Hold on. Yeah, it's 2 encumbrance.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what else is 2 encumbrance?
Most 2-handed weapons.
So maybe it's just a club then.
Cloak?
Maybe it just looks like a club, and then just like
a club.
You push a button and just just like.
Clubs still look like weapons. We're trying to get
Yeah, club could be.
Cast spaces that don't like weapons.
Yeah, the real problem is concealing a weapon as another weapon.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what else
that's
is.
What I'm trying to think of the most.
Mm-hmm.
2 encumbrance. What we got? General equipment.
I mean, the obvious, the most obvious, in my imagining, is the briefcase. And that's something that could be carried in a backpack.
Or what would be funny as fuck is rope, Just kind of like whip it out, just.
I have trouble figuring that one out.
What I mean, it's just like all loose, and then you just like straighten it out, and then just like push it together a little bit, then it locks in. It's like, there you go,
rope
the barrel's done. Considering
the components necessary for the gun to function, I feel like, unlike with Amaya's spear, which I was fine with that being soft and flimsy until transformed.
Yeah.
I feel like the laser sniper, lance rifle does need to have firm, hard components, even in its transformed state.
Yeah.
Do a med kit. Who's gonna stop a med kit?
Oh, there's an idea.
Medkit's 2 encumbrance. I'm literally carrying one. If you carry one, you're just my backup buddy,
That's not a bad idea, yeah.
Like, who's gonna stop you bringing in medkits? Nobody.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, there's not very many things that or telekinetic generator, but that would be weird. Back to... Oh, I see that. I see where you got the rope. That's like TL1. That's like regular old fashioned.
Yeah.
That's TLZ. There we go. That's TL0 rope. That's 2 encumbrance.
Yeah.
I guess medkit does make a lot of sense.
There you go. Boom.
They don't need to know I don't know how to use a medkit.
Well, we can disguise ourselves as old-timey sailors if you want to go with the rope route, but...
No, you see, you're just carrying my backup medkit,
Yeah.
Like, there's my medkit, then there's your medkit,
Well, I would also say, you're probably I assume medkits can also exist just to have. Let me see. Does it have a skill requirement? I don't think it actually specifically does because it's
No,
just.
if you
it's
use
just,
it,
it's
yeah,
just
but
like
no.
it's just like a first aid kit. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well, then
mine
it's
has
critical.
a broad array of shit. Yours has a broad array of shit. You know, just like
Yeah, it doesn't actually have a skill. It's just basically, hey, here's first aid. Here's like, well, it's not even just first aid stuff. It's actually for long-term recuperative care too.
can be, yeah. No, there you go. Medkit, boom.
It's not a bad idea. And I can just put the medkit in my backpack
Yep.
or carry it in
Good.
my hand.
Yeah. It's like, who's gonna stop someone carrying a medkit? Where are you going? Pull up the medkit. Give it a shake.
And then I forget that. Then I forgot my medkit's actually a gun. I'm like, ah, shit. I thought I could treat this. I'm sorry, man. Like I opened my medkit, and it's just like, well,
Look,
no. I mean,
my-
I guess it would still. I don't
No,
know.
you've got
Sure.
the anti-medkit. The anti-medkit.
It can have a
It does?
compartment with aspirin in it. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to have. It would have to have at least a few things. Just
like
pass
a random
inspection if someone
antiseptic
because it's supposed to be
bandage.
concealed to any review, like any looking over,
Mhm.
right? It's supposed to be able to survive, like pass their scan, TL4 scans, I think, right?
Yeah.
So presumably it has to have some medkit stuff.
It has to
pass
be
as
able
a
to
med kit.
pass, but it does not actually get the benefits of being a medkit.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to let you have aspirin from it.
Okay. Cool.
No. So what we're calling it? The anti-medkit? Because, a man heals, yours does the opposite.
I was just gonna call it the best damn lance rifle.
Okay.
But you can call it the anti-med kit if you want.
Are you... Oh, what carries the lance rifle in RimWorld?
Is there a lance rifle in our world?
There's a charged lance.
Ah.
It's literally the exact thing you're thinking of. Which mech carries it?
Was it? Yeah, I haven't gotten that far, and I don't have the DLC.
The
I do want-
sniper gun I'm familiar with is the Javelin from Mass Effect.
I'll be honest, I didn't understand that, and I have you boosted to 200.
Yeah, I had to put on this, didn't I?
Yeah, it's not volume. It's just the quality.
Clearance.
Yep.
Give me a sec. Let me move to
Okay.
Oh, is this any better?
Yes.
Okay. What's happening is what is it?
Oh no, I think we're now having connection issues.
I can hear it.
Oh, I
I
couldn't.
would have think it would. Yeah, but the sound dampeners, the microphone dampeners that are stopping it from picking up the feedback of a literal throw
Oh.
are also cutting out my voice, which is much sad.
Nice.
So, sorry about that.
Yeah, no. Well, while here, Marcus is going to go for a wander and take up the idea of, hey, one, let's see if anyone needs any medical help like he always does, but also see if we can spot any secret psychics.
All right.
Just like connect with the people.
Sure. I'm actually going to so I guess I can't move those people yet. We'll have to have you guys decide who gets the level ups here from here. We'll wait until Tulare is able to cast his vote.
Yeah, because we aren't in a rush, really.
Nah.
The only thing is...
Actually, with the bottom one, there's only one person to be promoted.
Yep. Knew he
I
made
think that's why we sent him.
Yeah.
probably.
That's not really a decision. Good job, Simon.
Yep.
You did
You've
what you
been
were meant to
promoted.
do.
Sure, you were guaranteed to be promoted, but you know.
You know what?
I mean, I guess
Right,
he
anyway.
could have died, I suppose.
He was
He could
sent
have not done
along
a
with
good job.
an experienced crew and learned well from them. Even though he's a science folk and none of them are science, but there's still stuff to be learned. He's picking up non-sciencey stuff anyways with these promotions. These promotions are generally geared to being better crew on a ship. All right, so Marcus is doing a little bit of a walkabout, trying to detect any hidden talents or hidden psychics, and also going to see if anybody needs any. Well, if the hospital and the first aid station need any assistance.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, Millie is there overseeing the people that were still injured from that attack. There's what I say, about 8 of them.
I've literally just closed it, so I'll
That's
say
fine.
sure.
Yeah, I've got it here. Yeah, there are some people that are still injured. It was fairly recent of an attack, and Millie doing her part is just kind of sitting there and reading.
Nice.
She's got her
I think
feet.
it's at this point Marcus starts to feel weird.
Starts to feel weird. Weird how?
The drugs. He starts to feel like he wants to be in space and just floating.
Millie looks over at him. You okay?
Oh yeah, just... I ever feel like you belong somewhere else, just, up there. Just floating.
Right. You're high.
No. Test me. This is the only time it'll return false.
Fine. Millie comes over with the bioscanner? I always forget what it's called. I think it's called a bioscanner. With the bioscanner and beep 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 boop boops. Yep, you're high. Get up in bed.
Huh?
She walks
Oh, no.
back over to her seat and kicks her feet up on the desk.
Marcus looks confused, scans himself.
Yeah, he's got withdrawal symptoms, but it doesn't register as being actually drugs in the system.
He's gonna go over. Something's up with your bioscanner because mine returns nothing.
She
Help me get
just
that fixed.
aims a finger at an empty bed while still reading her book.
I mean, I'll take that. Put my feet up for a bit, no worries.
Marcus, go over and lay down.
Yeah, I'll lay down for a bit.
Alright, as he's walking over, she sets her book down on the table, puts her feet down, and then sets her book down. Leans over and watches him. What did you take?
See, are you sure on that one? Like 100% sure you want to know the answer. I took chemicals that helped us investigate a sector-wide issue.
The psychic thing?
Yeah. See, I knew you'd understand.
Yeah, I tell you we're all gonna die.
No, we're not. Not yet, at least.
Isn't it just like the
Yeah.
Scream again?
I'd say no. This is more of like an invitation, come here, see what I am kind of deal, rather than a get the fuck away from me, everyone dies kind of deal, you know?
Like a backward Scream.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, technically a scream is a call to help, so I wonder if this is a more accurate term. Maybe the previous one was a roar, and this is the scream. Because a roar is to, you know, scare people, whereas a scream is like, oh no, I'm in danger. Please help me.
She eyes him for a moment. Is this normal for you?
What's normal nowadays?
Okay. Alright. And she starts pushing herself up out of the chair, makes a bit of a to-do about it. Walks over and brings an IV stand over.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't need that. That's just a waste of resources.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Look, do you want to go to sleep or not?
No, because I'm scared of what I might dream of. So I'm trying to be busy today. And you're kind of getting in the way of that, which I appreciate, but also hate at the same time.
Okay. Okay, how about this one? It's basically hot sauce running through your veins.
I prefer it in my mouth, so no. That made it kind of worse.
I could probably put something together that would... Yeah.
Look, I
Yeah.
just want to get through today and then worry about my issues later on, okay?
You ever heard of
That's future me's issue.
You ever heard of a round peg through a square hole?
You ever experienced being out in the vastness of nothing existing for split seconds at a time, seeing the world collapse and then reappear?
I grew
Only
up
to
on the
then see it.
docks.
Yeah, but did you actually see it? Did you see just
No,
time's the only way to exist and that you weren't anywhere but everywhere at the same time?
Dude, everyone I knew died. What else you want?
I don't know. What do you want?
I don't know either.
Well, I guess we're both a little bit, you know, screwed there.
Sounds like some good shit you took.
Would highly recommend it, if not for what I'm going to experience. I've heard it's not the most inviting of sensations. And I'm already feeling it now.
So, tell me what it was. I'll see if there's any counter agents.
Oh, Whisper in the Darkness, you know.
You took what? Okay. Why would you take that in space?
I thought I explained that earlier. Investigation reasons.
That's not really an explanation.
I'm not looking to explain it or rationalize it.
Alright, man. I'm gonna check the computer. She heads back over to her computer and as to be expected, because otherwise Marcus would have come up with this or could have come up with this on his own. Doesn't really, come up with any kind of magical solution that will knock off the withdrawal effects that he's experiencing, not without using some costly pre-tech kind of formula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you sure you don't want me to knock you out? You're pretty much fucked.
Oh, I know that. I absolutely know that. Well, I'm hoping to see how far this goes and to see if I get any, how can I put it? Like, further feelings. I'm hoping I experience more, but at the same time, regretting immediately that I will be having that.
Alright, suit yourself.
Why, do you want some next time I come across some?
No.
Good choice, good choice. Well, is there anything else that I can help with?
When you find meaning, let me know.
In life? Oof. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
You think we've gone this long and nobody's found an answer yet? There's a good reason for that.
It's all pretty much just a fucking waste, isn't it?
Hey, it's what the stars are for, to try and find meaning.
So many of them. Nobody's found meaning on any of them.
Indeed. Maybe this is what this scream is for.
To give us meaning? Or to tell us there is none?
Only time will tell.
You don't think
We've
that
got plenty of
scream was
that.
for us, do you?
Anything that can do something so powerful is a force to be reckoned with, and I cannot wait to find out what that force is.
That kind of force has no business or no interest in any human affairs. I guarantee you that.
You say that.
I guarantee it.
Okay. But think of it this way, right? You've got us idiots who are the psychics. We also have somewhat of an affinity to the Vega, do we not?
I don't see how.
Well, just trust me when I say we're distant cousins with how things were. But if something can affect us so deeply, imagine what it could do to them. I'm very curious right now. When did this Raw happen? When did Subversion happen?
You haven't heard back from Bird yet. The roar, or the event, happened at this point about 7 days, about a week ago.
And how long do we think the Subversion? Like, does it line up on
If it was 3 weeks, no. If it was if it was 3 weeks, no. However, we are still within the 12 weeks, so it's possible.
Okay. Well, it's either one, we just felt what a subversion feels like for an entire planet, or two, maybe something doesn't like what's going on and wants to let themselves be known. Either way, things are interesting.
And fuck us in the process.
Do I detect she's psychic?
She's not.
Ain't gonna be touching you, love. Don't worry about that.
I meant humans. Just everything.
Yeah. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day now. I don't think about the end of the world too much.
Turns out, she picks up the book from that she was reading and stuffs her nose back in it. The title may as well be "The End of the World and You." It isn't exactly that, but it may as well be.
Mm-hmm.
Does Marcus hang around? Does he stay there for a while, or is he gonna busy himself somehow?
He is just gonna carry on with life.
Okay, it's just not gonna stop him if he wants to do what he originally was walking there for, to check on the patient. She's not gonna stop him from doing that.
Yep. He just wants to help out where he can.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a int heal check.
An int heal. Heal with intelligence.
He can make some adjustments to some of the dosages and prescriptions that had been put there. Not by Millie, but by other doctors. Millie's just kind of covering right now.
He'll
And
do that.
can certainly adjust their charts or make notes for the doctors to consider adjustments.
No, he's just gonna make the adjustments.
Okay.
He's gonna be snobbish.
All right.
It's like, nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. Good idea, but in execution probably wouldn't work.
Does he at least note the change?
Yeah, he's gonna put changed on this date, modify to this. You're an idiot if you think that was gonna work for X reason.
Okay. All right. We've got a few minutes left. Does anybody else have anything they... Oh, Isya.
Yeah.
You were hoping to find somebody who's kind of competent with languages and or ciphers.
That's correct. Or with aliens, but I don't think we have anybody who used to be a Mercure scientist on the staff or anything, so...
You don't have anybody on staff who used to be a Mercure scientist, but you do have Asta Hartman, who is
Xenophile.
a xenophile.
I remember her.
Isya does not know any reason why he shouldn't talk to Asta Hartman.
Yep, the crew discovered that on Pana when Pana recognized that she pretty much all of the advertisement targeting her was about aliens.
Creepy.
Aren't aliens in your area?
That one probably came up.
Yeah, probably. There were definitely sunglasses that would allow you to identify aliens that came up on that targeted advertising.
Those are a legitimate and reputable product with any ancient millennia of history behind them. I'm not really concerned about those.
You know what? Asta agrees. That's why she has 3 pairs.
Only 3?
Only 3, yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, so we've got Asta. I guess that's like help. It's starting to sound a little dubious, quite frankly. I don't know. Do we have anybody who would like to write computer programs to help do cryptographic analysis?
Ooh, well, you can always talk to Acid.
Do we have anybody else who might want to do that? Although I'd work with that if need be.
The only
Charlie's here, right? Out of the command.
Yeah, only Charlie's here out of command. Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing no.
Yeah, no, not really.
Well, then it's going to have to be Izya and Asta and whoever else Izya can convince this it's a good idea to help him try to decipher an alien language.
Well, Asta is full on board, or will be full on board once she knows what's going on. So let's set this up. How would Izya be seeking out this kind of help?
Oh, he's not. He made it. What's her name's problem? Remember?
Oh, that's right. He did. Well,
Ooh, question.
What's up?
Can Marcus help?
I don't see why not.
I can learn new languages. As such, I could learn the structure of how language is.
That does take a week of immersion. Basically, I even if this were running
I am
through
looking to become like fluent, it's just more like, hey, this word keeps popping up, or
that's fair. That's fair.
An equivalent of like, okay,
here's a repeating pattern.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's fair. Sorry. I was thinking too mechanically on that. I do think that narratively, yeah, that kind of way of thinking probably does help. So yeah, Marcus can help. Asta is introduced to Izya. Let's say that let's set the scene with Izya and Marcus are sitting in their apartment, the common space of their apartment, and they're already probably talking about this. Sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
Safe bet.
Okay. And in the middle of your conversation, you get a visitor.
Come in.
Asta's at the intercom. She comes on down the hallway and says when she enters, Alyssa sent me here. Talk to Izya. Mr. Peripson.
What does Asta look like?
Asta is this one right here.
Ah. Okay. Great. Izya looks over. Well, did she say why?
Yeah. Something about you found alien life.
Well, not
Yes.
life exactly, but Izya flips a pad around and just kind of shows it to her. You've heard about the event?
Oh yeah. Everyone has.
We're reasonably certain it's a distress signal. This is no language that I or anyone else seems to recognize, and we don't think it's human.
A distress signal.
I mean,
Strictly an
What else?
evacuation signal, but the difference is not great, obviously, from a
Huh.
functional perspective.
That's fascinating. What is all this? And she starts looking at whatever you've got arranged in front of you.
That is sort of the question.
that's no.
Okay. A knee, a shnee. What's this symbol here?
That Izya was definitely 100% writing things out phonetically in a language he knew.
Yeah, I figured.
So it's going to be a symbol that's definitely recognizable, unless he was like copying a drawing or something.
Yeah, she is still asking.
Izzy explains. I don't really know how to answer that.
Is it? But you said you've written it down basically phonetically, right?
Yep.
I mean, that seems like a valid question. It's like, what's Schnee mean?
Schneekulande. Huh?
Okay.
I don't know. If I knew, you wouldn't be here.
So, I guess I should ask, how do you know it's alien language and not just gibberish?
Because a lot of people felt it, and there's a calling to it.
I suppose I can't tell you it isn't gibberish, but that's the impression I received.
Well, for me, it's like, do you know when your mother calls your name, and you just feel like, drawn to like run?
To run? No.
Run to the voice. Well, that's what it felt like to me anyway. Just like calling, being summoned.
Oh, I understand what you mean. Okay. Well, this is all kind of exciting. Oops.
Oh God, it's exciting for someone.
It's primarily been frustrating for us.
Well, why? If this is alien communication, do you know what that means?
But you're very interested.
It means that not only can't I tune out everyone else in the human race, but apparently I can't tune out something else either on occasion.
Right, you're the telepath.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the other one.
It's difficult to explain exactly how jarring it is to have that just sort of in your mind, but I didn't enjoy it much.
It's still there, by the way, for both of you. It has faded some. Actually, sorry.
I should point out it's still going on.
Let me clarify, or not clarify. Correct myself. It's been a week, so it's faded. I should say it's faded a considerable amount, but it is still there. Let's say that it's about a third as strong as when you the first day you felt it. Okay.
Fine. Izzy will happily explain that to Asta in service of I don't know what exactly, but what the heck.
Okay. Well, Asta has plenty of theories. Some
also, if it's been going on for a week, has anything repeated yet?
It doesn't seem like it.
That's an important fact.
Which makes it seem like an ongoing broadcast as opposed to... Interesting.
No, Max is just looking for like repeating words
or
phrases.
Or I guess you wouldn't have it identified. Repeats. But...
Yeah, well, that's why Max is looking for like the equivalent of the.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start seeing that, it's like, okay, that's when you know like a sentence starts
and then
or
you
it's
start
beginning to
seeing
describe something.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess there's one problem is you have to translate it from psychic to data that you can actually search. Unless we got psychic. I don't think there's no psychic recording devices, right?
If there are any, it would be time to tell me. But
there aren't. Nope. Those called metascions, and they work about as well as you would expect.
We have one of those already. He ain't doing us a lot of good right this second.
Hey. Just wait until you start tripping, and then remembering everything that happened.
So, Asta has, like I said, some theories, some cockamamie, and she, acknowledges that that those are out there, but includes them in her contribution of.
You know what? I know what she can tell us. If she's an alien pal.
Mm-hmm.
I point out that we think it came from one of those 7 systems, and see if that rings any bells for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see what she feels about Corophilia and what she feels about Dreamer.
Well, of those 7 systems, let me scroll back up there.
I think I got all of them. Check
you did?
lists, though, if you need to.
Yeah, I already did. She says that the least is known about Andiana Ayali because of the local, the system-wide electromagnetic interference. It's basically very dangerous to try and land there because your ship will not be able to lift back up. Unless you have a ship that is powered entirely without electronics. Which
certainly sounds like a place you might want to evacuate if you found yourself.
Yeah, there's stories and rumors of people living there, but due to difficulties of communicating that information, nobody really knows. I think.
All right.
Yeah. I just listed it as unknown space. All right.
What do important people who definitely have bird hair think that is going on Nali Vermida? In the Corofali system.
So Nali Vermida is actually just Galactic Mandate's prison planet.
So it's not aliens, and she's sure.
She is.
It'd be a pretty bad place to put aliens on where you store prisoners.
She is fairly certain it is not aliens.
It depends on the aliens.
Let's see. Did I even? That's right. I did not include a whole lot of information there. Yeah. No, she is. There's little evidence or little conspiracy about there being aliens on Nali Varmita. Now that, of course, triggers some suspicion, because the less evidence there is of something, the more evidence that lack is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're hiding something if it's not going to be told.
She acknowledges that way lies crazy conspiracy theory, but sometimes there's some fact to that. But to directly answer your question, she points at Audrima, and says that had been a location of interest back when she was serving on the Raza. They actually went there one time and were met by these people who all looked the same. Or almost all the same.
Ooh, a hive mind.
Okay.
Well, that is something that could send out a big message.
It was a hive mind, yeah.
All right. Well, that's certainly something. None of those other planets are known as, hives of alien activity or anything?
The other question that she has, the other questionable location she has, is Aeolos. In the system Aeolos, that's the one just off to the side of Bird, is the planet Cabal, where a single being or person of unknown origin, power, or anything hosts the richest and most elite of the sector in his hotel for whatever fantasy they want.
Okay, so we'd have no way of knowing if Fantasy Island was currently experiencing disappearances of the rich and famous by now, right?
You would not know. It's been hasn't been long enough for that kind of news to arrive.
That's what I figured. Okay, so it sounds like then that she has eliminated, or at least made less likely, a couple of planets from that list. We don't think it's Daitali. We don't think it's Corafali. Right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we don't think it's March based on the presence of aliens.
Right.
So we think it's going to be Audrima, Bird, Iolos, Bird, Iolos, or what were her theories about? Shit, I've already lost track of what we were doing. I'm bad at that. All right, that was the list. This is the new list. Audrima, Bird, and Iolos. What did I miss? I know I missed one.
Double checking myself. Andiana Ayali, but that she doesn't think there's much to do there. There's not much there.
Okay. God damn it. All right, we're down to those suspects. That's 4 is better than 7. And there were reasons. And Yana is the hive mind world, or has the hive mind world in it?
No.
Audrima is the hive mind world.
That's Mectora.
Audrima,
Okay.
Mectora.
Okay, so what's on Mectora? No one knows.
Mectora is a TL5. Small but dense. See,
I've been told we aren't allowed to trust those.
Metal.
Yeah, those still aren't.
Oh, I've got the. Oops, that's an Audrima. That's what's going on. I've got it in the wrong damn system. Okay, go on.
Yeah, you're correct, Aura. The attributes there, I've been very lazy and have not updated for actual planetary development. Those are just what was rolled almost entirely. Almost all of these are just what was originally rolled with no modifications. For Mectora, actually that's all correct, but is not something that would be known. So, yeah, that's misleading again.
Okay, is home to a bunch of blue guys. He's going to be my short note.
Okay.
Okay, Daiteli, we had Planet Kirby. Kirby is what? Full of angry robots?
Kirby is
full
full
that's
of
the likely one.
angry robots.
Yeah, okay. We have Iolos, and specifically Cabal, which is important because we're not going to Ejo.
What?
Why would you want to go there?
Okay, and then that has a magic hotel. And in Bird, we have Zender, where we've already been.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think it was
Magic
Bird.
Hotel does seem somewhat logical as well, just the fact of if you can make anything you imagine become real.
I'm not saying it's not there. All right, Zender.
I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud.
Only if
I would ever think hive mind all that.
Expected happened. Okay, so unless the Zendarans had a psychic distress beacon that we didn't find in the long time we spent there trying to prepare them for disappearing into mystery, it's one of those other 3. So if we've narrowed it down to probably 3, the next thing that Izya wants to do is pretty obviously start getting information about those from wherever he can.
Okay. I am going to make one correction. I felt like you said a bunch of blue guys as a joke, so I didn't argue it. But just to be clear, the people that present themselves when you enter Audruma space are not blue.
What color are they? I thought
They
you
look
said were
human.
blue. No, but they're all identical.
They're all similar.
Okay.
Similar or
Cloning
identical?
vats.
Similar.
So not identical, but like almost like it's all one big family.
Okay. The new note is Mectra is home to a bunch of clones? Question mark. Something? Question mark. They're not blue.
Yes. Like they similar, very similar. I'll be more clear than that.
That's all right. I'm comfortable with clones or something, at least for the
Yeah.
moment.
Yes, but I'm keep doing this for the benefit of Meowkin here.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very, very similar, as if they were clones with slightly different features.
Mm-hmm.
Each one has their own little unique feature. So that way you can, identify which one is acting out and kill them.
We're going to drop a bunch of vaguely racist Irish caricatures over there to help them increase their genetic diversity.
Okay, well, we'll see how that goes.
TNG deep cut terrible episodes, y'all.
I'm gonna do one last thing before we let you do some review. And this last scene went a little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's fine, I think. Why don't we get a roll from Marcus on trying to make more cryptographic sense out of those markings?
Okay, what skill would you like, good sir?
And for this one, I'm thinking just a straight up intelligence check.
Okay.
You can
Which
do that
case?
by just find a skill that's got a 0, or that works too. Do you have an intelligence modifier?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not getting to roll anything? How sad.
This is Marcus kind of working his new focus into ability to identify languages.
Sure, okay.
And
I just like rolling things.
I'm gonna leave you with a. We'll talk about that result next week, and write down for myself that you got an 8 on that int check, so that I can figure out what I think that means for you guys. And we'll go ahead.
Obviously, it means we know which planet to go
Mr.
to.
Dexter, could I persuade you to potentially make a talk check?
Not at this stage.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and finish the session here. We are right at the time, and get some feedback from